revivalhouse.net, here with the podcast, a podcast we've wanted to do for a very long time, and we're going to do it because we got the Riverman here. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Zach and I here. Riverman's been joining in on Fridays, which has been a special treat for us. Zach and I kind of do it ourselves on Sunday, but since Riverman's here, we're finally going to pay homage to the Godfather.
I keep Sabbath day holy, and I don't work on the Sabbath.
What are you really doing? Watching
football.
Yeah, he's always watching the game, or he's at the game or something. But we're going to pay homage to the Godfather of the dead, George Romero, finally. A little late, better late than never, though, as they say. We're going to do Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead. None of that Zack Snyder bullshit. But I think we're just going to be watching the director's cut. Keep it simple for you folks.
Theatrical cut.
Theatrical cut.
Oh, I'm sorry, the theatrical cut. That's even more simpler. Let's see. So is this a rip, Zach, from the DVD or a Blu-ray or
DVD? Yep.
All right. Well, we're just going to jump right into it. We're not going to waste any time. Zach's time is precious. I woke that motherfucker out of his sleep. I called him up and he answers the phone like he does any other time during the day. What's up? He's like half asleep. I'm like, are you sleeping? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you want me to let you go back to sleep? It's like, what? All right, but so we're going to
sound like a Spanish villain Samo.
Oh, in the world. All right, let's go ahead and play this now. We're going to do a 3 count as normal. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hell yeah.
What a treat, man.
We start out with a close-up on the cock. We zoom out for an establishing shot. Genius.
This is the Romero preferred version. This is the theatrical cut, I guess.
Now, yeah, wait, Riverman's the connoisseur of this movie, so I mean, you're going to be our fact guy because you know a lot about this movie.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, before we started, I said that I was going to drop a bombshell during this episode, and you guys ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, but let's brace ourselves for here. But yeah, before we started recording, Zach's like, "Hey, I got something to admit to you guys." And we're like, "We know you're gay, dude." He's like, "No, it's not that. Something else." I'm like, "What is it?" And he's like, "It's going to take away my horror cred when I say it. It concerns this movie." I'm like, "Well, save it for the listeners." Okay, your turn.
All right, you guys ready for it? I've never been huge into this movie.
Oh
my God. Hey, there's George.
Yeah, I know.
His wife is next to him. You've never been big into this movie?
This was always one that was always... here's the thing. I never saw it as a kid. Then whenever I grow up, I've always heard about it. People have always said it's their favorite movie. And then it just got so built up. And then I watch it. And it just wasn't as great as I was expecting. So yeah, It's not one I've watched more than... I've probably seen this twice in my entire life.
Oh my God.
And I think...
This is the movie that got me into horror.
Yeah, I get it. I think my problem is it's just a little oddly paced for my liking.
I might relate to you a little bit, but with Day of the Dead. To me, this is the magnum opus.
Yeah, I love Day of the Dead. I think that's a better movie.
You think that's superior?
Yeah, I like that one.
Wow.
Day of the Dead is very solid. I used to go back and forth, but I can't deny this is the far superior film.
Mm-hmm. It's playing right now, but it has the greatest horror movie soundtrack. It's incredible. I love the soundtrack by Goblin. Obviously, they did like Suspiria and shit like that with for Argento and stuff, but this soundtrack's incredible and it's so nostalgic. And I don't even go as far back with this movie as River does. This is kind of what I associate Riverman with, because when we first met when we were kids, he was all about it. He was telling me all about it. Oh, zombies, this, you got to watch Romero, and you let me borrow your
VHS copy.
Yeah, it was your copy regardless. No, actually, it was DVD because, see, Riverman was the only kid on the block, right, that had a DVD player. He got them when they first came out.
I saved up my paper route money. It was $350 for a DVD player. And I bought one.
So expensive. I mean, I didn't know anybody else in school that had them. We didn't have one, but he bought one with his money. And you let me borrow your DVD copy. And I remember the home menu was really colorful. Right.
Oh yeah, that was the anniversary edition, I think, with Yeah, all the weird colors and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't recall if part of me wants to say I had to have seen this movie in passing growing up. I had to have, but I considered that the first time I ever watched it, and I loved it. It's great. So it's great for all the reasons that it should be great, but it's also really great to me for nostalgic purposes. And not to get too sentimental, I associate it with our friendship, Roper.
Yeah, actually, funny thing is, my buddy, actually, my big brother, I was in Big Brothers Big Sisters when I was a kid. He knew I was into horror, and he was obsessed with Romero. His favorite Romero film is Day of the Dead because he was a brain surgeon. So I kind of stumbled on Dawn of the Dead. He rented it, and I loved this one even more than Day of the Dead. But he introduced me to all these films, and I give him credit for that. But.
See, I wish I had a cool story like that. I don't.
Are you still in touch with your big brother, Todd?
I haven't talked to him in a few years, but
you kind of are. I mean,
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So that is a good story, and yeah, I'll never forget, man. I'll never forget. I want to say the first time I ever went to your house, we were in art class, and I went to your house after work, and I think that's the time you let me borrow it. I think it was like the first time after I left your house, you sent it home with me or something like that. And you sent that, and you sent home your VHS recording of Joe Bob Briggs, and it had Motel
Monster
Hell.
Vision.
Monster Vision. It had Motel Hell and Return of the Living Dead 2 on it.
Yeah, and I think your brother lost it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it, man. I apologize. I wore out. I watched that Return of the Living Dead 2 quite a few times, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was fantastic. And if any of you out there have it, let us know so we can get a copy from you. The Monster Vision version, that is.
You like the Monster Vision version?
Well, yeah, I like, the cutaways with Joe Bob and all that commentary stuff. That's fun.
Do you have just the VHS version?
Yeah, I have the VHS.
You do have it with okay, that's cool. Wish there was some way we could rip that.
Not the Monster. I don't have any Monster Vision stuff.
Well, I just mean like the movie itself.
Yeah, I got the movie itself with the original soundtrack and everything.
I saw that the movie is in HD on Vudu. I was wondering if they have the soundtrack.
Yeah, I'll have to research that and see.
Would that be on Google? Yeah, I wonder if somebody would know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of kills me when doesn't have the original soundtrack. It just makes it lame, I think.
If I remember right, they put out a version of the first movie that didn't have the original soundtrack too. There was a couple tracks they couldn't get, but they later got them all.
Mm.
No interest in. I've never seen it with the altered soundtrack. I don't have any interest.
There's a couple movies like that.
It's like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They had like alternate soundtracks for that.
Oh, for like the rights and stuff and all the music and stuff.
And I have a VHS copy of the one with the different soundtrack, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Wipe my ass with that VHS.
I wonder which one the Blu-ray has.
I don't know.
I've watched my DVD and my Blu-ray copy before, and it sounds the same as I always remembered it. I don't think
you can tell by the opening track.
Yeah. It's like a cover band playing the fucking song.
Yeah, it's I don't remember what it was, but it's a different tune.
But so what this movie has on Day of the Dead tenfold is characters, man. The characters in this movie are way better than the Day of the Dead characters, I think. The entire cast is perfect. They're all different enough. They all shine in their own ways because they're so different from each other. And I don't know, they're great. They're all very individual characters.
There's Martin wearing blackface.
Yep. Aaron, you know that?
I didn't realize that fact.
Yeah.
Wearing blackface, or was like
he plays a couple characters in the movie, so one of them was just one of these
Mexican dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
I love this Puerto Rican scene, going, look, that guy's wearing, is that him?
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that like nothing like a Puerto Rican.
Martin.
You never noticed it though till we said so?
No, never noticed it. But I've only watched Martin once, and I don't like that movie. So
I recently got that again to watch. I haven't watched it in a while.
It's good. I recommend it.
I like it.
Is it on Vudu, or did you get a DVD of it?
DVD.
The Anchor Bay?
It actually, I didn't get it. It's just a copy I found on the internet.
Oh, okay. So I have the Anchor. I'm still rocking that old Anchor Bay DVD.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to miss the famous headshot here coming up here.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. And I I love it, man, because I love watching the featurette on the. I don't know if it's on the. I can't remember if it's on the DVD or not, but I know it's on the Blu-ray that I have that's since out of print.
When you pause it, pause it at that scene. You see the fake head.
You pause it and you slow it down, and it looks so amazingly bad. And then, of course, in the featurette, I love this. Is my most favorite featurette of any movie. I'm fascinated with how they made this movie and what they did for a low budget. You know, the head explosion thing they talk about. Didn't they fill up like a condom full of like chewed up hot dogs and mustard?
Yeah, marinara and shrimp dip and all that stuff.
So great because it's so quick that it's so effective. I mean, the cutaway is so insane, and the cutaway is great. I love how they show it for like a flash. It makes it actually more potent because you're like, what the fuck did I just see?
I know. Blows your mind when you first see it.
Yeah, it's so great. And I think it blew a lot of people. Did this movie have like an NC-17 rating or X rating when it first came out?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I read. And
then they got a not rated or whatever.
But yeah, I mean, you should watch. Maybe if you watch the featurette we're talking about, Zach, you might have an appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it. As much as I fucking hate Tom Savini as a person, man, what he did with this movie is great.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's a dickhead, but he's fantastic.
What he did with this movie is great. And I love just the fact that they roughed it, man. That when they got access to the mall, they got to film overnight, but they had to sit there and clean up shop and pack up everything in time for them to open, and they set up again when they closed. So they were on a super tight schedule. They got the National Guard to fucking, play the troops at the end and whatnot. I mean, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I watch it, I wish I could have been here at that time.
I love this zombie, this black dude.
Yeah, the first time I ever seen this scene wasn't in the movie. It was in the movie Idle Hands, the scene where they're watching it on the TV. Where he bites the chick's shoulder.
Yeah, arm and shoulder.
There's something about these zombies, too. I know they don't look good, but they do look good.
Yeah, for the time.
But they're so... I know Day of the Dead was like a huge, massive leap forward, but these zombies are great, man. It's sort of like... I don't know. It's like bridging the gap between the old zombies and the new zombies.
Yeah, these had to match the continuity from the Night of the Living Dead, so they basically just had to make them look like humans, but they could paint them since this is in color.
Yeah, I mean it's a bridge in the gap. It really is. I like how that zombie literally had his hands out like Resident Evil style zombies.
Mm-hmm.
See, I never understood that. There wasn't a headshot there. At least you didn't see an exit wound.
Yeah,
I would have killed, man, if we were around in these days, Todd. How cool would it have been to have been an extra, like to?
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Because I mean, I think they talk about that on the featurette, how they were doing a casting call for extras. We need all the people like at the end just come in.
They're pulling people off the streets.
Yeah, man. I mean, of course, to have done that, we would have had to have been big followers of the original Night of the Living Dead and really been on the pulse. But that would been so cool.
I would have loved to be one of the rednecks hanging out with the National Guard down there in that scene.
Now we get Keenan and Kel's dad.
Ken Fourier, man. Joe Grizzly. Do your Joe Grizzly impression. That was good when you did that.
Not just down here by yourself, boy.
Who are you talking to, me or River?
I was talking to Zach, and then River volunteered his horrible impression. I like when you did it on a podcast a few times ago. You're like, Joe Grizzly's on your bitch. What'd you say?
I don't remember. If I did it good, it was just the heat of the moment. So I probably couldn't do it again. A big Joe Grizzly bitch.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as good.
Yeah.
I'll stop putting you on the spot. I love these characters, man. I love Flyboy. I Ken Fourier's
Ken Fourier is awesome. Fran's good too.
They're all good, man. And so, which your definitive version, River? I know you have that big box set that came out on DVD, which I passed up on. You have it?
Yeah, I asked River. I made sure we did the version he wanted to do, and he at the time, because we decided to do this quite a while ago, and at the time he said this version, the theatrical cut.
Well, just because it was right when Romero died, and this was his definitive version or his favorite version. So,
Would you agree it's the best version, River, or what?
It's hard. I can't say what's the best version. They're all good. I mean, all good in their own way. I like this one. I like the soundtrack better. I don't like all Goblin soundtrack. I like the library tracks, which they use a lot in this. The other one, the Argento cut, has all Goblin, and it's more dark. It's a good one, good cut, but I don't know. The extended cut, director's cut, and this one are the two best, I think.
I still don't have that box set. I remember I've been over DVDs for a while, but I remember the last time you came and visited River, we went to that one used place in my old hometown, and they had a copy of it.
I was gonna buy it just so I can have a second copy, man. Mine's all like beat up on the sides, like
Mine too. Yeah,
it doesn't hold up very well. The black box.
It's a good collection.
I kind of regret it, and I knew I would regret it. So has that gone up in price, or can I still kind of get it for around the same price if I wanted to?
I don't know, man.
The Blu-ray's a lot of money now. So.
I have the Blu-ray, but I want
that's like $50.
Yeah.
So I'd assume that box set might be going for more.
Because I want to say it was no more than $50 that we saw it for. I don't remember how much it was for.
Well, I know the dude that has the rights to the film is fucking holding it up and not re-releasing it yet. So I don't know.
I've heard they want a huge amount of money to license it out to like Scream Factories. That's what I've heard. Maybe I'm thinking of the original Night of the Living Dead.
No, because they just re-released the original Night of the Living Dead on Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
No, yeah, you're probably thinking of this because Arrow picked it up, but it was Region B, I think, and it never was released here in the States other than the Anchor Bay one. And the Anchor Bay one looks good, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of features. They need like a big fucking box set.
Yeah, I would love it. I would double dip again if Arrow or
Anchor Bay had to be like assuming they were going to put out different editions every year, and then they got bought out by Stars.
Yeah,
because I can't believe they had all these cuts they could have put on it and didn't.
Can you see them doing that? Putting out a version that basically has everything that DVD set has? I mean, there's no reason they can't.
Yeah,
they definitely sell, man. I guarantee you. I'd buy it. I own like seven different copies of this film, which is just sad. But it's the one film I always buy up.
Yeah, don't you have every version?
Oh, there's like 2 VHS versions I don't own.
One of my favorite stories with Riverman in this movie was the one about the guy that you loaned the movie to at school.
That was Day of the Dead. Tell that story again. No, it's great. It's great.
Oh my god, Josh. I'm not gonna say his last name, but Josh. I guess Aaron brought it up to me. I lent him Day of the Dead because I was hyping that movie up, and he was a big horror. Well, he said he was a horror nut, but I don't really think he was. And then he watched it, and I kept asking him, "Can I get it back from you?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll get it to you tomorrow." Every day I asked him, and then like 3 months later, he finally returned it with a brand new cover
that he made himself. He's like, "Oh, dude, this is just as good."
He's like, even better.
You could tell his fucking dog pissed on it, or he spilled coffee on the original one.
He drew a new cover.
You could tell he fucking wrecked it somehow, and he didn't know what to do, and he was buying time. Like, oh yeah, I got it. I'll bring it to you. He was probably using that 3 months to shop around for a new copy. Like, I gotta find a new copy. It's like on the sitcoms when somebody kills their kid's like dog or bunny rabbit or gerbil, and they go buy one that looks just like it. Yeah. Like they'll never fucking notice.
Why didn't he just go to the library in the school, dude, and print off like a new cover and put it on there? It was the VHS though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was VHS. Oh, I remember it.
It was the one. Oh, the VHS side, the media one, I really liked.
You really liked it. Did they have a Laserdisc? Do you have the Laserdisc version of this?
No, I don't own Laserdiscs.
Would you ever even start that? Or is that too much?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to just have this. I mean, I'd like to have it. It's not something.
But they're cool to frame, kind of like vinyl.
Yeah.
Because they're the same size. I've picked up a few Laserdisc here and there if I see them at thrift marts and stuff like that. I mean, I've got a stack of them.
Did you say you had
T2.
Problem Child?
Yeah, I have Problem Child. I have T2. I don't even know if I have them all here. I think I might have left some of them back home. And I'm going to go home here in a week and a half to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. And I'm going to get this stuff that I think I left there. I left my fucking Desert Heat fucking theater-sized poster, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want it so bad. I want to get it signed by fucking Trejo. And yeah, and I've got a whole stack of vinyl that I think I left there, and I think some of those too. But yeah, so they're kind of cool.
The only laser disc I own is fucking Total Recall.
So regal.
Ugh.
Speaking of Desert Heat, man. Did you guys see that fucking ridiculous ass story with Jason David Frank and Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I saw they were fighting, but I didn't get to watch it.
Dude, okay, so Jason David Frank has been talking shit on Jean-Claude Van Damme for a long time. It's just he doesn't put things to rest. He'll sit there and beat down topics, and he even told us in our interview with him, our first interview with him, River. Basically, he met Jean-Claude Van Damme in 1995 on the premiere, the red carpet of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. And Jean-Claude Van Damme was bringing his son, Chris Van Varenberg, who was a kid at the time. He was a fan of Power Rangers. JDF was a big fan of Jean-Claude for obvious reasons, martial arts and whatnot, and he wanted to meet him and stuff like that. And I guess he was the biggest asshole and snubbed him. He gave him the Savini, the old Savini. And this was 1995, so this was peak Jean-Claude Van Damme, coked out of his mind. I'm better than you, fucking stuck up Hollywood, you know. Because he was pretty I'm better than you. That's the way he was back then. And yeah, I guess Jason David Frank never forgot about it, and he was just always like, fuck that guy. And it came out. I remember
could do
in,
it though, man. People meet their heroes, and they always let them down.
Yeah, well, but in 2010, Van Damme had a reality show. He was making a reality show because, and it was, I think the center of the show was he wanted to actually fight. Like, I want to fight again. I want to fight. Let's make a fight. Let's train. I want to be credible. And all this stuff. That was kind of almost Arnold Schwarzenegger in my accent. But anyway, so that's kind of what the base of the show was. And when JDF caught wind that he actually wanted to get in the ring, he challenged him to a fight because he was on the fight circuit then, doing MMA and stuff. And he challenged him. He's like, and he was saying that, you know, there's no bad blood or whatever, but I think I could fight. I want to fight this guy. Why not? And I guess he reached out to his people and did all the call outs and talked all the shit like you're supposed to do. And he never got wind or even a response from anybody. And so he kind of always talks shit on him about that, him being a coward and whatever. Because the fight never happened. Mm-hmm. It was all a big fucking publicity thing, and it never happened because people question his actual integrity if he can really fight. I mean, he can obviously fight and do stuff for the camera, but can he really fight? And whoa, what the fuck, man? That's super loud.
Whoa!
Why is it so loud?
What happened?
The chopper got real fucking loud.
Is that you, River?
Sorry.
What's going on?
What?
I think it's River. Is that River? It's coming from River?
Yeah, I think so.
I had to grab an Iron City.
Hey, River, man, you're talking, I think, and it sounds like ass. It sounds like a bunch of wind blowing in your mic.
Is that better?
It sounds horrible, man.
You there?
Is that better?
It's definitely better, but it still sounds like you sound like you're in a tunnel. But man, that sounded like we were literally on this this fucking platform with the helicopter coming down. That's what it sounded like.
Really?
I thought that's what it was. I thought something was fucked up about the movie's audio when we were hearing like the chopper really loud.
It's probably Skype, like adjusting audio and shit. Yeah.
Man, in the middle of my story too. But I'll wrap up that story real quick so we can get back to the movie. But basically, he never heard anything back then, and ever since the last 6-7 years, he's been sort of talking shit about it in interviews, like, you know, he's a coward or whatever. Anyway, they were both in Mexico City doing this big convention, and Van Damme was at it. So was Jason David Frank, because Jason David Frank's at every single fucking convention. But anyway, it started off with him having his green room, and then the organizers came up to him and said, "Hey, look, we had a little bit of scafu. Jean-Claude Van Damme, can he share your green room?" And he's like, "Okay, sure. Why not?" And, you know, he was going to share his room. So he went and did his signing. He did his work for the day. And when he came back to get some rest on a break in his green room, Jean-Claude Van Damme's entourage had it blocked off, and they didn't even let him into his own green room. Like, he took it over. And so that was number one. And then he was kind of miffed about it, but he let it go, he says. And the organizers found him another room until they could work it out with Jean-Claude. But then he gets, in the new room, he gets a word from one of his people, "Hey, Jean-Claude wants to take a picture with you." And then he's thinking, okay, maybe he wants to bury the hatchet. I don't know. And then so Jean-Claude and he said the second I saw the door open and it was a huge entourage of people surrounding Jean-Claude Van Damme and a bunch of cameras, I knew that he was trying to punk him, and it was a big fucking media thing. Like, this isn't real.
He wanted to bury the hatchet in his fucking head. That's what he wanted.
He's like, I didn't know. He's like in my mind when I saw that shit, he's like, I think it's reality TV or something. This is not real. And then he brought him in, and yeah, it wasn't a thing. He was a smartass. He said Jean-Claude Van Damme. The first thing he said to him when he reached his hand out to shake his hand, he said, "So you think you can kick my ass, huh? I'll be doing it right now." Right now. He's like, I hear you like to talk, and I hear you like to write articles about me, man. Now he's Mexican, I guess. But and that's where it started. It's like, you think you can kick Ese? Like, you think you can kick my ass, Ese? And JDF said, yeah, I do. It's like, right now. And then when he challenged him, he said it was game on. He put him in a chokehold and put him up against the wall as to say, like, okay, you want to do this? And then he said, John, when he had a lock on his neck, he said JDF just kind of froze up and didn't do anything for like a solid 5 seconds. And when he saw that he wasn't going to do anything, he let his grip down and stepped away. And then Van Damme just kind of said, just watch your back. You never know what I'm going to do. Like, he's making fun of him like he didn't do anything. I fucking had him in a lock and I called him out on his bullshit. And I don't know. I'm inclined. I guess there was no footage. All the people that recorded it are in his entourage. He had a little bit of footage in which is online. And so you can see when they're talking and you can see when they're exchanging some words, and JDF get kind of pissed and call him out. Like, you're trying to punk me, you fucking asshole, or whatever. And then you can see him, the video gets cut off and shakes around when he puts him in the chokehold, the lock, and then it ends.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting, but that shit writes itself, man. You got a washed up action star gonna get his ass kicked by the fucking the Great Power Ranger. It's like, oh, this is great.
By another washed up action star.
It's great, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love them both, though, man. I would pay to see that fight. They should just get in the octagon already.
Yeah, we missed the fucking
Miss Frankenstein getting his head chopped off.
That's when your shit was going haywire.
No, it wasn't. That was just like 2 minutes ago.
No. Or no, that's when we just first saw him. Maybe we didn't see his head get chopped. My bad.
You saw the blood tubes in his pant leg. It's kind of funny because when he falls over, you can see the plastic tubes by his feet.
I never noticed.
Yeah.
You never aim a gun at anyone, mister.
Scary.
So is this the first?
Go ahead.
Is this the first time you watched this since Romero passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched this movie in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. It might have actually been. It's so funny, man. The older we get, it feels like time really is relative. So I could watch a movie 2 or 3 years ago and it still feel pretty fresh in my head. Like, oh, I just watched that. Some movies are like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas it used to back in the day, time seemed to go by so slow when you were a kid. Everything seemed so slow, and you could watch a movie 5 times a year, 6 times a year. I can't do that anymore.
Well, that was pre-internet, man. So kind of.
Yeah, and you got so many options now, and it's just, and we have less time too.
Yeah.
So to me, watching this movie 2 years ago, it feels like I'm due to watch it again now after a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's why you were talking about how there's movies you watch every Halloween. I used to be like that, but I mean, I didn't watch the movies that I always watch this year.
Yeah, now with the internet, when everything's so available, it always seems like, why would I watch something I've seen when I could be watching something I haven't seen?
Yeah, that's a huge thing too, because you used to be limited to the movies you'd collect or the movies that were at the rental store.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like back in the rental movie days, they'd introduce things like Blockbuster, $5 for 5 nights. Oh man, that's so incredible!
Mm-hmm.
Like $5 is half a Netflix subscription a month. That's crazy.
I know.
That's great. That was only for movies that weren't new releases, though. That was like old movies, but that's all I cared about, man. You go rent Leprechaun 2 for $5 for 5 nights or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it costs like $5 for 1 night for a new release.
So, have either of you guys played the Dead Rising games? Pretty much a ripoff of this movie?
No, I haven't played it.
I've seen them, and I know they're in the mall and all that stuff. Yeah, it seems very inspired by it. Did you ever play or see the PC Land of the Dead game? Fiddler's Green, Escape from Fiddler, whatever it's called?
I think that came out on Xbox, didn't it?
Maybe it sounds right.
I've never seen it.
I mean, it doesn't look very good. I thought it was a game that was announced and got canceled personally, but I guess it did come out. That's how obscure and just kind of swept under the rug it was.
Yeah.
I never played the Clive Barker PS3 game either. Probably wasn't very good.
I didn't know he had one.
I started that game.
Yeah, was it Jericho? Is that the one he did?
Yeah. I don't
Did it
remember
suck?
much about it. I don't think I finished it. I rented it and ended up having to take it back before I finished it.
Of all the people that, endorsed a video game, and it wasn't John Carpenter, it was the guy, Clive Barker, that really doesn't put out that much of anything.
I think
really.
he mostly just wrote the story. I don't think.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I'd still like to meet Clive Barker.
Mm-hmm.
I admire the hell out of that guy. It's like this movie. So these are the two things that I associate with Riverman and my friendship. This movie, Romero, and then Scott Bakula, who's also in Lord of Illusions. But
Yeah, isn't that funny? I was telling you about my stepmom grew up with Scott.
oh yeah, this is a huge breakthrough, everybody. Riverman told me after all these fucking years. Why would you hold this from
I
me?
just found out, I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Tell us the story. You guys might not give a shit about this, but this is a huge deal for us.
So we went out to a Mexican restaurant. We were I don't know how Scott Bakula came. Oh yeah, it came up because my dad was working in New Orleans at the time, and Scott always came into his hotel that he was managing, and he. I was telling my stepmom how much I love Scott Bakula and how he's one of my favorite actors and everything. She's like, "Oh, Scott, I know Scott." It's like he grew up like 3 doors down from us in St. Louis. Yeah, and I guess they were on like the swim team together or something. And she was like, "Yeah, Scott was a nice guy, but I always thought his brother Brad was better looking."
Does she have his number?
Yeah, she's friends with their family or whatever. So
I had the idea of prank calling him on the fucking podcast.
next time we go to St. Louis, we always go over to her parents' house. So like I can just like walk like 3 houses down and be like, "Yo, you Scott's mom?"
Yeah.
Like, hello, Scott's mom.
His brother's a lawyer there. I found him on Google in his law office. We could call. No, that was my idea because his brother has a law office and his number's online. We should call his law office one day and just prank it.
What's it, Brad Bakula? Is that his name?
Brad Bakula, yeah. I can't believe, man, she got to see that baked potato every day in swim class, stuffed in that Speedo. What a lucky gal.
What's
Baked potato with a side of hamburger meat on that chest, that all-man chest.
what?
We really didn't get to talk much more about it after that, but next time I see her, I'm gonna bring it up when I go down to St. Louis. And
What is the fascination with Scott Bakula come from with you guys?
Hey, fucking blast me for even asking. Don't even question it. No, he's amazing.
we when we were kids, this is kind of sad. We always wish Scott Bakula was our father. He's such a good guy.
Okay. So I think the special aspect of it was the fact that 2 young kids bonded over something as fucking random as Scott Bakula. So we first met and talking about Romero and stuff, and I want to say Bakula was the first thing, and I don't know how it came up, but we're like, "Oh, you like Quantum Leap too? Yeah, man, it's my favorite show." And this is like way after that show went off the fucking air. How obscure is that? And we bonded over that. We were probably the only 2 kids in school that liked Quantum Leap, knew the name Sam Beckett, Scott Bakula, Al, fucking Ziggy. It was so weird and obscure. And I remember after that, we literally started scrapbooking. Remember the notebook we had, Todd?
Yeah, I had a notebook with Scott Bakula picture in it.
He cut out like clippings from like magazines and printouts of Scott Bakula's face, and he'd glue it to the notebook. We'd scrapbook, and we'd have like pictures of Scott smiling. And
Was that him with his shirt off, dude?
Oh, and then you had the picture of him laying on his side with his fucking BBDs and his big baked potato. He had a big fucking bulge in his BBDs. It was I think it was like him modeling for Playgirl. His big fucking bare hair, hamburger meat chest hair. And then, but it was so funny because I remember on the scrapbooking, you'd turn the page, and one page was a giant cutout of his face, like smiling with like that kind of squinty wink he had, and you had an arrow drawn said Aaron and Todd's dad.
Yeah.
We were so fucking queer, dude. It's so funny.
Did you ever take this notebook to school with you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where he brought it, dude.
That's where he first showed it to me.
Did chicks ever see you fucking with it?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't care, dude.
How do you think? How do you think we got all those pictures of Scott to stick to the paper? We fucked with it and came on it.
We used our own Elmer's glue.
Oh my God.
I remember it was in what's it? It was an art class. I was brought it, I think.
Yeah, it was Miss McCain's art class.
Miss McCain, yeah.
You heard of Elmer's glue? That was Riverman's glue.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's glue.
Ever
Yeah.
since then, Bacula, yeah.
You had that notebook for a while,
Yeah.
and then somehow it went into my possession. I think maybe we were like,
Your dad
Passing
found it, didn't he?
yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's the weirdest story I've ever heard.
Yeah, so, and I think it ended up in my possession because I think we were passing it back and forth to like add to it or something. It is creepy. But anyway, yeah, I had it in my house, in my room, and my dad fucking found it one day. And I don't remember what he said, but it was probably something along the lines of, "What the fuck is this, you fucking faggot?" But over time, we started adding more to it. Like there's cutouts of Dave Mustaine, and it had like captions written like "down to my last quarter."
Yeah.
It was all stuff that was like inside jokes.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I remember we used to make fun of Dave Mustaine because back in those days, that's kind of when Megadeth was obscure and they were down and out. They weren't popular anymore. And he was literally, we were making fun of this article we read where he's like, "I'm thinking about hanging it up. I'm tired of being away from my fucking family to play fucking casinos."
And we thought that was the funniest poor me quote ever.
Because he was always like, "I'm tired of everything I do turn to shit and everything Metallica does turn to gold."
He was such a fucking Eeyore, dude.
And I love that one quote. And we'd always make fun of Dave Mustaine sitting at a slot machine, putting all his money in, trying to win some money back. And
Down to my last quarter.
so he could feed his family. And we used to go, "Down to my last quarter."
And we were so stupid, man. We used to put scrapbooks of these like people we like.
I'd kill to have that.
We should go
notebook.
back in time and talk to fucking 90s Aaron and Riverman.
Remember?
I drew a picture of vampire Dave Mustaine, dude, demonic Dave Mustaine, and I hung it up in Miss McCain's class, dude.
I remember that. I remember too, in that fucking notebook, you also wrote song lyrics. He wrote this song called Monster Blood.
Oh,
It was-
Monster Blood, yeah.
The Goosebumps book.
It was based off the Goosebumps title. Yes.
Yeah.
But dude, that notebook is like a time capsule. I wish we still had it.
I don't. If I find it, I'll let you know. But I'm sure I tossed it or lost it in a move or something.
Or I did, because at some point it was in my possession, so it might have been gone on my hands too. I don't know.
You probably got older and then found it and realized, holy shit, I forgot I had this. That's how
Well,
embarrassing.
and then I wrote a script, a zombie script in there called Vitamin Dead or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And I remember, didn't I? I remember when you were writing that. Did we kind of go head to head with the title?
Yeah,
I was helping you. I know. I actually think I suggested the title, right?
I don't remember.
You had the idea about like about the milkman.
Yeah,
There was a milkman. He turned into a zombie, something like that. And I was like, "Oh, Vitamin Dead," and you can do Vitamin D in bold and put
Yeah.
D, which is kind of clever in a cheesy way for a kid.
yeah. Don't steal my idea.
That's gonna be the name of our new podcast now, motherfucker.
It's out there
Somebody's
now.
gonna
It's
steal
public
it. Yeah.
domain at this point. You can't.
shit.
You're not
Right.
supposed to say it out loud. We're gonna see it in the fucking being made soon.
It's funny you talk about Scott Bakula though. I have Scott Bakula action figure staring at me right now, dude. It's funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a Star Trek one, dude.
He was on
Is
Star
it-
Trek.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was on Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh,
Enterprise. Yeah, I found the action
Oh,
figure
that's
at
right.
the comic book shop.
yeah. Enterprise, the one that people kind of don't regard as
Everybody
even
hates
existing.
it.
Yeah, there was some. I remember.
Oh, people liked it. People liked it.
There's
Fans.
some episodes that people say are really good. Yeah, it lasted the least amount of time of any of them, I think.
No, I mean the thing is No Star Trek series lasted a super long time. I think that one, obviously, the first series was notorious for lasting what, one season or 2 seasons.
3.
Enterprise lasted 3 seasons too. The longest running was Next Generation.
Deep Space Nine, I think, lasted just as long as Next Generation.
Stop trying to undermine me.
If I remember right.
Making me look stupid.
I always wanted to do this, dude. I always wanted to slide down that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do it.
I heard people do that in the real mall still.
Oh, dude, we've talked about that, man. We gotta, that's Mecca. We gotta make a trip and go out there sometime.
Yeah, I always worry about Monroeville Mall closing down. I mean, we got to get out there once.
I would go anytime you want me to. Anytime you guys are ready to go, I would go.
Yeah, I'd love to go on a tour.
Everything's kind of on you because you've got like a kid and all that stuff. But dude, we got to see each other anyway. I'm dying for you to let me come out there real bad.
I'd love to bring the kid with me, but
we can go twice, man. We don't know if it's gonna last that long.
I guess Mac's been there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
He was. I don't even think he'd seen the movie at the time when he ended up going there for some reason, and they took the tour and everything.
Do they operate the tour at certain hours and it's open for business normal hours or what?
I don't know if it's like monthly or if it's what. I don't know.
I don't even need the tour. I mean, just let me in.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool because then, sometimes the cast would come and do special
and they can
guest
tell you
appearances.
this is where the Brown Derby used to be. It's now a GameStop.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I love watching this movie because it's a sign of the times. Shopping malls are
stores, yeah.
They were brand new. And you see a Brown Derby in here, a liquor store. They've got an ammunition store. They got a bank. They got all kinds of shit that they don't have in malls anymore.
You know what? Now that you say that, and I just thought of the remake, I might have seen the remake before I saw the original movie of this.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why you like it though, because maybe people that are a little younger, that movie came out and they were impressionable and they didn't know anything about the old movie. Maybe they liked it, right?
I remember watching it after seeing the old one, thinking, "Oh, the new one's more of an action movie, and this one's not so much."
And I saw the remake. It was opening night. It came out 03 or 04 or something.
Were you excited about that?
Because
yes, I was very excited.
That was before remakes were a bad taste in our mouth.
Yes,
they hadn't quite swept Hollywood. So yeah, you were excited? I didn't know that.
Very, very excited, and I saw it and I was so disappointed. Because it was like a Spike TV type of movie. I hated Ving Rhames. I hated Mekhi Phifer.
You had Richard Cheese singing "Down with the Sickness."
Yeah, that killed it for me. There's just so many things. Zack Snyder's a fucking horrible director. I can't stand Zack Snyder, but
he's a bit of a hack. Yeah,
that's the only movie I ever seen of his that I thought was. I started watching Watchmen. I don't remember finishing it.
I thought it was a turd as well.
You didn't watch 300? I thought everybody's seen that movie.
I had no fucking interest in seeing that movie.
Me neither. I never saw it because of him.
I think I saw that with our buddy Travis. Because I saw it in Omaha.
Travis.
Becca, Travis. But our buddy Travis, me and River are sort of he's like our trifecta of friends in high school. And I was visiting Omaha, and I didn't see it with you, so I had to have seen it with Travis. And, I think I just went because Travis wanted to see a movie, but it's one of those movies where I saw it. It was okay for what it was in the theater, but I knew while I was watching it that this is a movie you can't watch at home. And I knew after I left, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I pretty much got my use out of it.
It's not enjoyable at home.
Everybody talked about it in high school. It's like the Stranger Things of,
if you're going
today.
If you're going to watch it, I mean, literally it's only built for a theater. That's only somewhat enjoyment you're going to get out of it because it's nothing but I don't know. But it's not good.
I remember a lot of people were like, "Yeah, bro, you want to go lift and watch 300?"
Yeah,
you just spray paint their muscles on like they did. I mean, they didn't lift.
They don't even lift, bro.
Oh, that zombie's fucking out of control, man. Like,
I know.
He's like, I love the inconsistency. Like some of these zombies are like moving really fast, and
Oh, this is great,
The
dude.
dummy
I
did.
love that.
wish they would have showed them get smashed.
The best fucking dummy fall ever in a zombie movie is in the movie Zombie Holocaust.
I don't think I've ever
It-
seen Zombie Holocaust.
It's the Andy Dick zombie.
Yeah,
Or actually, no, he looks like Maynard James Keenan.
He does, dude. Yeah.
in Zombie Holocaust, they throw a guy out the window and he falls. And when he hits the ground, you see his arm, the dummy's arm break off, just snap off and fly across the screen. And then it cuts to the real guy laying there and his arm's still there. They didn't even give a fuck.
That's funny. Like those Indiana Jones sound effects when they hit him.
Yeah. The old okey doke.
I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Be right back.
No,
Man, he never has his drinks ready.
I never do either.
Crazy, man. I'm prepared. I got
You gotta keep them cold, dude.
I got a water, I got a sparkling water, and I got a like an iced coffee beverage here. I've got everything.
You got a piss jug.
No, I don't need it. I'm good. Dude, I'm going through this thing right now. I've been intermittent fasting for a few months now, but I started with 16 hours no eating and eating all my calories in an 8-hour window. And then now, as of today, I'm graduating to 4 to 5 hour window. So I'm not eating for 19, 20 hours straight. And it's killing me. Well, no, it's tough. But the thing is it gets easier and I can do it now. I think I'll be fine because I conditioned myself and I worked my way up to it doing the 16 and whatever. But supposedly a lot of benefits to it. But yeah, like my eating window is like 6 to 11. And that's not exactly the best window, but based on the way I work and when I can go to the gym, because I need to work out on a fasted state, that's when I can do it. But it's crazy. Oh, and fasting, it's not just no calories. It's no flavored water. None of this stuff that we like to drink, you know?
even though it's 0 calories.
Flavored water? Really? Why?
Because they say that even like the artificial sweeteners, the things, they'll still boost your insulin levels. Basically, it'll still sort of trick your body into thinking you're eating and you're getting some sort of nutrients, and then it'll boost your insulin level and it'll start trying to burn it. So I mean, basically, I can't drink anything but water. Some people drink black coffee and people say that's okay. I've seen 50-50 on that, so I don't know if it's right or not. I'm going to try and do it without black coffee either.
Is your fucking cholesterol still acting up like it was a couple
I
months
got my
ago?
cholesterol way down. I got
yeah?
it way down. Yeah.
What was
I
it
still
that
think
was
I have
fucking up? Like,
I don't know. It was fucking through the roof, man. I have no idea.
yeah.
But I pretty much eliminated anything with bag. I ate nothing but fucking leaves and shit for a few months, and did the trick. And the thing is it didn't even bring it down all the way. They're like, well, they're still abnormal, but you're way better. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't eat any more kale.
That's weird.
Oh,
I can't do it. I think I have a thyroid issue. I really do.
yeah, it probably is, man.
And
I think
need
I
to
have
go-
one as well.
I need to go get that checked out because my first doctor, he was telling me about my thyroid, and then I had to get a new doctor, and then they just sort of never mentioned it again, and I need to be on it because I do think I have a thyroid issue because I have a hard time controlling my shit now, man. My levels and everything, I can't, and I try really hard. Like I said, I fast, I exercise, I do everything. I don't splurge really. I mean, and yet I can't fucking control my shit the way I used to. And it drives me crazy. And the doctor, of course, they're going to tell you, well, it's called aging. I'm like, my ass. This didn't just happen over the past year. Like, I don't just fucking, 1 year, like all this shit changed.
Doctors testosterone.
Dude, doctors always want to act like they know your body better than you. It pisses me off, dude. But anyway, it's a conversation for another fucking podcast, probably. But all's well.
All is well.
All's well. I always thought he looked like Kurt Loder.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's
He
a
does.
dated
Yeah, he
fucking
does,
reference.
Look, he looks like Kurt Loder. Looks just like Kurt
He
Loder.
does, yeah.
I always look like Kurt Loder. Kurt Loder, a dated reference. He worked for MTV for fucking 25 years. He probably, I haven't watched MTV in years, but I'm sure he's off it now. But dude, he was on MTV
News.
forever. Yeah, MTV News.
I'm Kurt Loder with MTV News.
And it was weird because you'd be watching like TRL and shit in 1999. You'd be waiting for your countdown so you can watch your Baba da Balzac and your Nookie. And you wanted to see how high it climbed the charts. And then he would interrupt with like Kurt Loder and it'd be this old ass guy. Like, I'm Kurt Loder. I'm like, you're fucking old, dude. Why are you here?
You're fucking old.
He was old. He was there from the beginning.
I don't even know if he was old. He just had like really bad skin. Like he probably had bad acne when he was a kid.
No, dude, he was fucking old. Dude, he was on that. He was I think he was an original guy from MTV, original VJ.
Maybe, yeah.
I used to watch VH1 quite a bit too.
And he was homosexual. Not that matters.
So the nut definitely doesn't exfoliate the skin like you'd think it does.
Isn't it funny? His name's Loder.
Yeah.
Kurt Lode. Let's see how old Kurt Lode is. And dude, Kurt Loder's old. Do you know how old Kurt Loder is?
55.
72.
Holy crap.
He's fucking old, dude.
Wow.
72 years old. And just by comparison, let's see how old Carson Daly is. That'll tell you.
Because
Carson Daly is probably like 50.
No, he's not. 40, early 40s. Let's see. He's 44. So
we're talking 30 years almost age gap between. So in 1999, when like people like Carson Daly and all these people were on there, you had old ass Kurt Loder.
So Kurt Loder was probably bebopping with the Shore, baby.
Dude, Kurt, think about it. So that means in 1999-ish, Kurt Loder was in his early 50s. Mm-hmm. Early to mid 50s. That's fucked up. I told you, he's old. Good on that zombie for not knocking down a single box.
Good on Kurt Loder, too, for fucking keeping... He had a cool job for an old dude. He just sat there and read the news. Like, hey, Limp Bizkit's recording
Krishna,
a new album.
Krishna, Hare, Krishna, Krishna. I'm going to grab another Iron City. I'll be back.
Iron City.
So would a zombie really do that? Would a zombie really react to a flare like that and put it over his eyes? Like, oh, no, he's not a vampire.
Yeah.
Like, cause I thought they were mindless.
It's hard telling.
There's definitely inconsistencies with the way these zombies.
I don't know. Animals kind of can. I mean, if there's bright lights shining their face, they kind of react to. So
I don't know, but they never. What I'm saying is, they never did that like in Land of the Dead and stuff. When they saw the sky flowers, they just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
they just needed a way for her to get away from the zombie.
No, exactly. I mean, because it would be the same thing as when they point guns at the zombie, them going, oh, don't shoot. But they don't. They keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if they pointed a gun at that zombie and he put his hands up in the air?
Mm-hmm. You'd think you'd see some of that because they say that they still have some of their old habits.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. This is like the T2 hallway. I expect the T1000 to come around the hallway. And the Terminator to have like a box of roses.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna be okay.
Didn't you always think Ken Fourier looked like a fucking fish? His eyes are really far apart.
No.
I always you never realized how far apart his eyes were?
Yeah, I never noticed.
Never?
Mm-mm.
Well, just take a good look. It looks like there's a good 6 inches there. It looks like they're receding. Every year they're receding to the sides of his head, and eventually he's gonna look like a fucking fish. They're receding as fast as his hair was.
Yeah, I never noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. How long does it take Riverman to get a new drink? Is that what he wants to go get?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, you can now. Have you been here a while?
Do you?
I just got back. Sorry, I had to mute my mic.
Did you guys see Ellen Page's Facebook post today?
Dude, okay.
What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
I gotta intervene here.
Like I said, this is a bit of a topic for another podcast, a new podcast we got going now that's about to drop. But come on now. I think Brett Ratner, there's been other accusations about him that are definitely more worthy of smearing, but hers is a little far-fetched. And I'm not saying it's necessarily her fault, or it's probably more or less the publications that are taking it and putting out the articles and spinning it. But he didn't fucking touch her.
Mm-hmm.
You know? She's saying, oh, he was mean to me. It's not. Here's the thing.
He's a total dick.
It might be unprofessional and make you an asshole if you're mean and say shit on set, even if it's inappropriate, but it's not illegal.
Yeah.
That's not sexual. He didn't say anything. He didn't touch you. He didn't even say anything sexual to her. He just felt belittled by him. And, you know, he felt like he called her out on her sexuality before she knew her sexuality. I mean, it sounded like he was a bit of an insensitive asshole, but I don't think he was breaking any fucking laws with that one.
I love Hollywood eating their own, man. It's fantastic.
I love it too, but that's ridiculous. The best one, though, I just hope we're just getting into an era, man, where social media is the fucking jury, man.
Yep.
Seriously. And social media is horrible because social media is doing all this. Everything catches like wildfire and everybody's guilty no matter what. You're accused, then you're guilty. So I'm not saying that most of them aren't true, but dude, I guarantee you not every single one of these accusations that have come out a million ways from Sunday are true. There's no way. There's got to be fake ones out there. And all that does is hurt the credibility of the real ones. The one that blew me away the most is Louis C.K.
I've heard that for a long time, though. I think that's actually accurate.
No, he admitted. He wrote a letter today and he admitted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if a comedian was masturbating in front of me, I'd think it was a funny bit.
So, well, here's the thing. He did the right thing PR-wise. This stuff just started coming out officially where he had 5 different women dogpiling him in the last couple of days. And he did the smart thing, the best thing he can do, and own up to it right away. He said it today. All I can say is these stories are true. And, you know, he was apologetic, saying, you know, I'm a fuck up. I should, but whatever. But I still think he was, I don't know. The apology itself, he might have been apologizing for a little bit too much. Like, it didn't sound like he was super apologetic about everything, but you could tell there was certain spots where he was saying, I'm sorry about such and such because he had to, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this happened years. I mean, this has been going around the comedian world for years.
Well, and all these people that, the 5 people that accused him, it was all in the late 90s to like the start of 2000. So it's been a long time. And this is before Louis K really exploded. You know, he was just sort of a...
Oh, it was before he exploded, all right. You had to build up to that.
So, and this is what he said. He's like, in my mind, at the time, I never had ever showed a woman my penis without asking him first. And that was true. And I don't think that way now, obviously. I know better and I know it's too late. Because his thing was, he would ask him, hey, can I fucking jerk off in front of you? And so it wasn't quite the same as like assault because he would ask them and they would say yes. But he was saying the problem with that though is this is where he's owning up. Like, okay, but now I realize now that I was abusing because I was using power because my power was in the fact that they looked up to me and I didn't realize it. I thought I was getting permission, but really what I was doing was putting them into a predicament. Like, oh, what do I do? Tell them no?
Well, how old was he 15 years ago? Like in his 30s? I mean, the guy's just a degenerate. Dude.
I don't understand that though. He wasn't even huge in the 90s.
Late 90s to 2000. No, he wasn't. But he was still a comedian.
Why'd they think like, oh, he's powerful. I gotta listen to him.
No. So it wasn't
like,
power.
No, don't fucking jack off in front of me, retard.
Well, he said some people said no, and that was it. But the people that did, these 5 people that came out and threw him under the bus, these are people that agreed to it, right? So, which it's kind of a weird thing. It's like, why are you guys coming out if you agreed to it? And he's saying, this is the PR damage control he's doing. Back then, they said yes, and so I would do it. But I wasn't realizing that I was probably putting them into a corner in a predicament. And, they looked up to me and I was the head comedian on the bill and they probably didn't want to say no because, so, he was probably giving them a choice that was harder to make than he realized it was. Regardless, I think that's a real blurred line if you want to call that assault,
Regardless, the dude's a scumbag, dude. The dude's 50. So he's doing this, in his late 30s, early 40s? I mean, come on.
No. You got it wrong. If he's 50, this was, all these cases happened from like late 90s into early like 2000, turn of the millennium. So he would have been early 30s, maybe 30.
You know, but regardless, still
That's terrible. That's just like
man,
me. I mean,
It's
come on.
it's his fucking kink, man. And like I said, if he was asking him,
Maybe
whatever,
he's like
man.
my buddy that went to Family Video and jacked off in the bathroom, and then the chick walked in. He used to go to public places and jack off. That was like his thing.
Yeah, it's weird. And jerk off dogs.
He told you this?
And jerk off dogs. Zach jerked off the dog with him.
No, I didn't.
He watched him jerk off a dog,
Christ.
though. He watched his friend jerk off a dog.
He said he went over to his fucking
wasn't
house
doing
one
that
day.
for anything sexual, though. It was just to be funny.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
What about when he was jerking off at the sleepover under the sheets? You guys all started jerking off together.
Yeah, didn't you do that, Riverman, at like a sleepover?
Fuck
You all
no.
had a blanket. You were all you jacked off. I did that.
Were you guys all under the same blanket, a big blanket?
No, we all had our own blanket.
You guys were all watching each other jerk off?
Were you watching porn or what?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Gay porn?
But anyway, so I'm not defending Louis C.K. At all, but there's a little bit more of a gray area to that one, right? Regardless of how fucking weird it is, you know, they still said yes, because obviously some of those girls said no, and that was it. He just, you know, whether he realized he was doing it or not, he might have realized, hey, but what guy wouldn't do that? What guy wouldn't, like, if a guy wants to get with a girl, I'm not saying jerk off in front of her because that's weird, but like if a guy just wanted to like get with a girl, right?
Yeah, he's an ugly fuck. He had, like,
I know.
What was he
but I'm
thinking?
saying,
Getting naked in front of these chicks and jacking off.
but guys do it all the time. Are you trying to tell me that guys don't use their stature to get with women? They do it all the time.
Yeah. We need to like. I think the whole withdrawing consent thing is really like that's a fucking road we don't need to go down. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I
What do you mean?
withdraw the consent I gave.
Yeah, that's where it's getting a little out of control. You know, maybe it was a mistake, but to me, at what point is it assault or is it just fucking regret, like buyer's remorse, right? Because how many times have guys been with chicks that they regret the next morning? Like,
So you can say the same thing about Weinstein then, right?
Well, if it's the people that took his deals, because you could make that argument because some of the people that threw him under the bus and actually engaged in the intercourse, if it wasn't like forced,
They benefited.
He stopped somebody in the room and he was like masturbating into a plant, wasn't he, or something like that?
That was at his restaurant or something.
He didn't even ask though.
No, he just was doing it furiously. But anyway, I'm saying you could argue that the people that, if there was all these people, if there was these few handfuls of people that are throwing him under the bus saying, hey, look, he tried to do this or he did do this forced, you know there's 10 times more people that went along with it and took his bargains, right? There's people that did it and said yes, and they benefited from it, and they got roles and all that shit. So those people, I don't think would have a right to throw him under the bus if they did, for example. And
Yeah, I
this
think
whole
Harvey
like withdrawing
Weinstein was
consent
in-
thing.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein, I would say, is in a way bigger position. Of
Oh,
power
yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying like Louis C.K., I don't know. I'm not saying it was right, but like how many times have guys went out with girls or girls went out with guys and they fucked each other? Maybe the guy had money, maybe he had some sort of status, group, whatever reason. They do it all the time. And then maybe one or the other regrets it the next day, but you chalk it up as a loss. Like, oh, I regret that. But you still consented.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like buyer's remorse type of thing. You can't throw that person under the bus 20 years later.
No, I understand that. We don't know. We don't know all the context. I don't know what's going on with all that shit. I'm just saying.
The Louis C.K. one seems cut and dry.
They came out and said exactly what he did, and he came out and verified it. You know, he would jerk off in front of him, but he would ask if it was weird, but they still said yes. The people that said no, they walked away. And so, and the thing is even the ones, I think a couple of the people that came out Louis C.K., I think maybe one or two of them he didn't actually do it, but they were throwing him under the bus because he asked. But he didn't do it. It's a weird fucking question to ask. Like, hey, can I pull out my penis and jack off in front of you? I mean, and they say no, and he says okay, and they leave. Why are you throwing him under the bus for that 20 years later? There's no crime in asking a question, in my opinion. It's fucking weird.
It reminds me of that YouTube fucking feminist Nazi chick that was like, I was giving this speech on, feminism and at the hotel room. She was talking about how she went to the elevator and some guy comes up and asks if I want a cup of coffee. Yeah, he said cup of coffee, but we all know what he meant. And I said no, and he said, "Oh, okay." And then he walked away. She was pissed off that he asked. He had the nerve to ask her out on a date.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's no different. So a guy asks a girl on a date. At what point is it wrong to flirt with a girl innocently, like 'cause you like her, right? At what point now is it becoming, assault? It's like, it's so stupid. So if you ask a girl on a date, she says no, that should be it. Honestly, there's no difference if a guy just straight up asks, "Hey, can I fuck you?" or "Hey, can I jack off in front of you?" The only difference is it's crude and it's fucking weird. But really, he's just asking a question. You can walk away, deny it, or accept it, right?
Especially if it's just out on the town. If it's at the job, then you can make the point that it's sexual harassment because you don't need to do that in the job. But yeah, if it's just
do you know the girl? You know what girls don't find that offensive when a guy flirts with them these days? If they like him back. That's the facts. If they don't like the guy creeping up on him at a bar, he's ugly or he's nerdy, ooh, I'm being harassed, get the fuck out of my face. Oh, harassment. But if they like the guy, he's hot or whatever, oh, it's not harassment, it's flirting. I'm sorry, but that's the way it fucking is.
That's kind of how everybody is too, guys.
Yeah,
also.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But the most asinine claim, oh my God, the last couple days was the Charlie Sheen. Did you guys read that?
With Corey Feldman?
Yeah, Corey Haim. So
Corey
basically,
So now I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon of saying somebody's 100% guilty because of hearsay. But of course, you can't deny if there's like stories that line up and add up with each other. It's interesting. But so basically, in Feldman's biography, he wrote, and I've read this before, that on the set of Lucas and on The Lost Boys, it was happening a lot. But on the set of Lucas, he was told that, Corey Feldman got sodomized by somebody working on Lucas and this whole deal. And one of Corey Haim's friends was backing this up. And his friend, in the last couple of days, in the heat of all this shit going on, he said it was Charlie Sheen. He said Charlie Sheen fucking fucked him in the ass. And the thing is by the time Lucas was out, he was 13, and he had been so used to and groomed for this lifestyle, Corey Haim was gay. He was turned gay. I know people will deny that, like, oh, you're born gay, you're turned gay. Corey Haim was basically converted into gay because he was made to believe that this was normal in the industry, and so he liked it. And even Corey Feldman, he would come to Corey Feldman all the time, like on the set of Lost Boys. He said, "Hey, this guy, he'll fuck us. Do you want to come?" And Corey Feldman's like, "No, I'm okay."
and he literally watched.
Yeah, and he literally would watch as he denied Corey Haim go behind these trailers with these fucking guys that worked on the movies and get fucking ass fucked. And Corey was into it. Corey Haim was into it. And so the story goes that Charlie Sheen fucked Corey Haim in the ass on the set of Lucas. And then
allegedly.
Did he come?
Well, allegedly. I said the story. Oh, God. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. But anyway,
that was from
he said that Corey Haim, of course, liked it. But as soon as supposedly Sheen fucked him, he went cold. He went cold and distanced himself from him and wouldn't talk to him anymore. Which sounds like a guy that fucked somebody, by the way. Like a one-night stand. And he said Corey Haim would always try and go back and see if he want to fool around again, but he wouldn't do it. But this is a fucking kid, man.
All right, let's get back to the movie. This is depressing, and yeah,
Dude,
bunch of degenerates, dude.
I'm sad, dude.
So yeah, in a way, we'll close it off with that. Johnny can't ride, takes us down when I stand. Long as he can do his girl.
Is that Airheads?
Yeah, Airheads.
Yeah.
Degenerate.
That'd be a good commentary as well.
I love that. I love that movie, and I love that soundtrack.
Too.
I got the soundtrack. I love that soundtrack, man. It's great.
That's not even an original song. That was a cover of an 80s punk band.
Yeah, I think I read that. I think I saw that in the liner notes when I read the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Pip farting on a snare drum.
I ain't farting on no snare drum, but it's a good movie, man. It's a feel-good movie that never really gets old. But yeah, anyway, to close off that topic, I agree with you, River. I hope it doesn't get too out of control, and I hope we don't get into. I hope that doesn't become the norm. I hope this is a big period, and it'll soon blow over to where because every guy is guilty now. 2017 is the year of you either being a victim or a rapist. You're one or the other. And I hope we get past that really soon. But other than that, I'm glad Hollywood's eating each other. And I hope all the guilty go down. And hopefully no innocent people go down and lose their careers over it. I'll leave it at that. Back up, man!
We got this, man. We got this by the ass. Damn.
He took it like a champ, though. This is like, what?
Yeah, I'd recommend playing the first Dead Rising game. I think it's fun.
Did they have a new one? Is there a 3 yet?
The 4th one came out recently. I liked it. I liked that one all right. The only bad thing about that one was like it was fucking Capcom, so they decided to not give you the ending and make you pay extra for it as DLC.
What's the horror game that has a sequel now? Is it Evil Within 2 or what?
Mm-hmm. I haven't picked that up yet.
That's going to be on sale for Black Friday here coming up. Everybody's going to have that on sale for like 20 or 25.
Cool.
So
I want to play the first one. The first one looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got a huge stack of that shit. I mean, I'll do the same thing I always do. Black Friday, I'll take advantage and get some cheap ass games, and they'll just add them to the queue. I still have games that I bought on Black Friday from 5 years ago, that I haven't played.
And the Shrink?
Yeah, dude. I always, you know, they're so cheap. You just jump on them and you get a whole bunch of stuff, and you just keep adding to the pile. It's horrible. And the thing is by the time you get to around to playing them, I don't know how many years later, the game's cheaper than what you got it for. Like normal. But I still got to play the Resident Evil HD collection because I know you've been on me about that, but I really do want to play it.
Have you even picked up the Friday 13th yet?
No, I went to go pick it up, and the 2 Best Buys right by my house didn't have any in stock. They were sold out. And I went the first day it was on sale, so they must have only gotten a couple of copies. But I noticed that they have it at Walmart, no problem. I like to buy my shit from Best Buy because I have the Gamers Unlocked Club or whatever. So, and then I didn't get it. So, and then I forgot about it.
Sometimes you think that'll be on sale for Black Friday?
It's already fairly cheap enough, man. It might be, but
yeah, it's only $40.
And you can always use my fucking Best Buy discount, man. Just go in and give my phone number and get 20% off. I mean, it's
really?
Yeah. Whenever you go into Best Buy, just give them my phone number, and because I have the unlock thing. Fuck, man, I'll give everybody on the podcast. I'll give everybody my phone number. Just go into Best. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't worry, they can't get through.
Where would you guys? Is this where you would lock yourself up?
In the mall?
You had to pick. Yeah,
yeah. This would have to be where you go.
Isn't it funny? I mean, what was their idea of going to the bank and the jewelry store? I mean, at this point in the zombie apocalypse, do they think this stuff's all going to blow over and that stuff's going to be of value someday?
You never know.
Yeah, I guess you never know.
Either go here or go to like a Costco or Sam's or something like that.
That'd be fun. That'd actually be a fun premise, like locked in a big department grocery store, warehouse store.
Yeah.
You get all the Blu-rays. You can just watch whatever you want. There'd be some fun to this scenario.
What is that? What does that remind me of? Is that a King of the Hill episode where Bobby sleeping, or who was staying at the Megalomart? Behind some toilet paper in an aisle or whatever on a shelf. No,
Chuck Mangione.
Yo, Chuck Mangione.
remember that episode where he was like hiding somewhere in there?
Yeah. Well, no, I was kind of mixing that with a real life story. There was a real life story that where like a homeless kid or a kid was sleeping in a Walmart. He was hidden on a shelf, like behind, paper towels or whatever, a real deep shelf, and he was like sleeping in there.
Mm-hmm.
Brown Derby Love Pub. That's great. I'll roll you around on a wheelbarrow, Todd. Shoot. But this would be great. See, it's like at this point, it's almost fun, right? Before the biker gang gets in here, it's just kind of fun. It's just like shooting people. this would be the biggest thrill of a lifetime. Like, if we could go to Recall, if Recall really existed, I would order the Dawn of the Dead package.
Oh God, yeah, dude! For a memory of a lifetime, absolutely.
Memory of a lifetime.
Yeah, we'd go together, dude. We'd go to the 1970s fucking mall, dude, and there'd be the zombie apocalypse. And if we knew we couldn't die and stuff, and it was just a fucking blast, man. Oh my God.
I would order the aliens come to Earth and they're all hot chicks and they live on semen package.
Okay. Well, you could fuck real chicks in your fucking Recall. It's not real. You don't have to fuck.
You gotta
Put it in
fuck
your
the
mouth.
aliens.
Swallow
baby.
it. Swallow it.
The aliens could have, more things in their ginies to stroke your dick the right
Would
way.
you,
better than a human woman ever could.
like a little hand comes out of the vagina and strokes you off? Would you, or no, it fondles your balls while you're fucking her?
Mm-hmm.
A little hand comes out of her ass. Would you want them to be sleazy aliens or demure alien chicks?
Oh, it's a little bit of both. Why not?
Be honest.
Arnold
Sleazy.
likes some sleazy.
I love that. Sleazy.
Sleazy.
Dude, I don't like sleazy, dude, at all. That's so funny, dude. But some guys like that, man. Some guys like their fucking... The thing is Melina didn't seem sleazy at all.
No, she didn't.
I don't understand that one bit.
She was the most reserved, sleazy person I've ever seen on screen.
I mean, she was a tough chick, so maybe... But there was nothing sleazy about her. She was very, reserved, very conservative. She wasn't attractive. I mean, she was normal. She was a normal chick.
yeah.
I don't understand, man. I would have went... If this is your Recall dream, man, you go big.
Like,
You know
give
how
me
much
the
I
chick
hate
with the
this
3
fucking
tits.
planet.
Give me the chick with the 3 tits. You know,
She's pretty sleazy, or
His
the midget was
wife, his
sleazy.
wife was already fucking hot. He should have just fucking
Sharon Stone.
yeah.
Yeah,
Your mom is no Sharon Stone.
he was done with her, man. Dude, I mean, if it was Recall and it was like a fantasy dream world, why not fuck the midget? Who cares? It's vacation.
God.
Vacation, right? You think what happens in Recall stays in Recall.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of Zach last night. I popped on
Dude.
what?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say.
Oh, I popped on Blair Witch Project, and I was thinking of Zach because he's a big. Aren't you a big fan of that movie, Zach?
I like the second one.
Oh, you don't like the first one?
Not so much.
Oh, really? I love the first one.
I have
I bought the new Blair Witch movie. I hear it's not very good, but I got it on sale on Blu-ray.
That's streaming on Prime also.
Is it now? Oh, I don't think I bought a whole bunch of movies actually, and I didn't put them on Vudu yet. I need to do that.
Yeah, I was wondering like if they just weren't showing up for me or what.
My bad. No, I just totally forgot. I've got a small stack, like 4 or 5. Oh, including the new Arnold movie, Aftermath.
I haven't even heard of it.
Have you seen the trailers for that, River?
No.
It looks pretty good. I want to see it. I mean, I don't have high hopes for it, but it's a drama, him getting revenge, for his dead family, that whole fucking trope. But I want to see it. I got it. I'll upload the digital copy on Vudu.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm so behind. But I was going to say on the Recall thing, if you're going to like take advantage of your vacation and fuck the midget, you might as well get jerked off with Benny's fucked up hand and face fuck Kawato while you're at it.
God, Kawato, dude.
Mhm.
face fuck the Kawato, dude.
Dude, that's child. That's messed up, dude.
Face fuck the Kawato while Kawato's fucking body spits on it, dude, on top, the guy.
God.
Sorry, it's my first day. Remember that from Twins, dude?
Oh,
He's in that too. Sorry, it's my first day. Beetroot.
that's the same guy from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. The sadist.
Oh, the coach. Yeah, dude, that's fucking great. Dude, I think Twins is one of the funniest movies ever, man. I die my ass laughing whenever I watch Twins.
My family was obsessed with that movie when it came out.
It's so funny. I
We watched
still think
it
it's
all the time.
I did not think the pavement was his enemy. Everything about it's got so many great quotes, dude. Zach, I'd love to do a commentary of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nonstop laughs. I like nuked food.
The cars, one of the cars over there.
What about Junior?
Junior's not as
that-
good, but it's all right.
Movie stinks.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's okay. It's not great. It's not a movie I can watch all the time. It's more hybrid with drama than Twins is. Twins is a little bit more silly. The third rule. Duck.
Did they reuse that shot? I could have swore I
Such
saw
a cool
it.
shot, dude. No. I love how each zombie is their own character, dude. Because in like the new Dawn of the Dead, like all the zombies are the same, but you have like the pitching zombie here.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have,
they all.
you have the
they
Harry Krishna zombie, you have the fat naked zombie, you have, you know.
I was going to say, you would have thought that they created the zombies in this movie with the idea of merchandising in mind. Like, we got to sell toys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Star Wars effect, because they really could. And to a degree, they have, right? They've made some of these zombies famous, and they've made like collector's items and
The
stuff.
bald zombie.
Which says a lot about this movie, you know, when you can have, you know, like you could see the pitchings, the pitcher zombie you just saw, they could come out with a figure of that, and you would probably know exactly what that was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty great. Have you been able to see this at like an Alamo Draft House type of thing?
No. I want to see the actual film. See it on film, not digital, but I haven't came across it.
So you haven't been able to see it on the big screen?
Nope.
Yeah.
I would definitely go.
They haven't had it. You guys don't have Harkins theaters in the Midwest, do you?
No, we have Alamo.
See, I don't know of any Alamos here. We have AMC and Harkins are the big ones here, and I would love to. Harkins, they have classics during the week. I think it's Classic Tuesday, and Tuesday they play a classic movie, and it's really cool to see on the big screen. And during Halloween time in October, they play horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they've yet to do this movie. I mean, they'll do stuff like Aliens and Poltergeist and movies like that. But you know what? One movie I love to watch usually every year. I know it's kind of cliche, but this movie, of course. But I love watching the original Exorcist.
I was thinking about pulling that out the other night. I need to.
I love the original Exorcist, and I know it's like I said. I know it's kind of cliche to say it because
It's all right.
the movies was so huge. It was such a cornerstone. You know, obviously the highest grossing R-rated movie at the time, if not still, or and especially horror movie. I think it was like nominated for Best Picture or something ridiculous like that. Didn't fucking what's her face Reagan win an Oscar?
Yeah, then they took it away
Why?
because they found out that she wasn't doing the demon voice. Somebody was dubbed it, which is it's like, oh, so like
Really?
I remember hearing that.
So did they give it to the demon then?
I don't know.
Did they give it to Pazuzu? I'm so confused by that. Like the limitations in there.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I'm so lost because where's that line drawn? Because at what point do you take away Kevin Spacey's Best Actor Oscar because he had a stunt double in a couple of scenes, right? Or a body double, or something.
Yeah, I think they were just stupid. They're like, oh, it's a horror movie. Fuck it anyway.
I mean, that is where she shined, right? It wasn't when she was just a regular kid. It's when she was the demon.
Yeah.
So I could see kind of their argument, but man, she was acting physically with her body, with her face, and everything else. You know, I don't.
Revivalhouse.net.
The fuck is that?
Sorry, I was checking to see if we had any comments from our last video.
Revivalhouse.nut.
Let me see.
Can we make it .nut? You should buy a .nut domain.
On April Fool's Day, we'll
Zach
change
would
the
love
banner
that,
to .nut.
Zach would love it.
I'm gonna check. I'll check comments. Let's see what we got going here. Absolutely.
I'm excited to have the fucking website finally done.
Yeah, our website. Yeah, it's so fucking close, man. That's just been such a pain in my ass, and I rue the day that whenever I have to do it again, because I mean, I told you when we did this the first time, it was a pain in my ass for like 2 months. I've been doing this shit for like 7 months. And I told you how much I hated it, Riverman, and how much I wasn't looking forward to getting it started. And it's just been stressing me out for months and months and months and months and months. And it's just ridiculous. There's no excuse for it. I've just been dealing with, frankly, some lousy fucking contractor, people that I'm paying to do it. Lousy.
Maybe we shouldn't shit on him yet, since he's still working on it. Wait till he's done, then start shitting on him.
Fucking listen to this. But as soon as I am done and I got this monkey off my fucking back, I mean, not only will I never do business with this party again, but I am inclined to leave shitty reviews everywhere where I found them and all that stuff. It's just been so unprofessional. And
that could be an episode in itself.
Yeah, I know. I'm always fucking bitching about it. I don't ever want to do it again. And I'll never let this shit lapse. That's for fucking sure. But I want to show you our options on logo, River, after the podcast. We were kind of gonna... Basically, I'll show it to you. I want your opinion. Because me and Zach sort of have an idea, but I want to see what you think.
Got 2 different mock-ups we can show you.
Looks like the Rattlesnake didn't like our Sleepaway Camp 3 commentary.
Yeah, I told you that.
We talked about
that. I said that on the last podcast, I think. But yeah, he didn't care for it. But he really enjoyed the Ernest Scared Stupid commentary. Isn't that funny? So.
And what's the last time we take your advice, Rattlesnake?
No. And that's funny, man. No, I appreciate the feedback, man.
I'm kidding.
I appreciate the feedback. And
we had fun doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The drunk snippets of Zach are hilarious. That's Adrian Mendoza quoted that, which is great because I think they're fucking hilarious too. I was scared Zach was going to edit them out and post. Thought he was going to be a big giny about it. And then, we got a fan of Mac here. That's what he says. I love Mac.
Nice.
And then he says, I saw Zach's hemorrhoid photos and ellipsis. Wow.
That's disgusting.
But he asked for it, so, I mean,
fucking sick.
See, what if Adrian Mendoza a couple years from now says I sent an unsolicited picture of my hemorrhoid to him?
Well, it was, you got proof. It's, well,
did he take a screenshot of that?
Well, he can withdraw his request
because it was solicited. Yeah, he asked for it. It was for it was like medical purposes. It wasn't like, well, I don't know if it was sexual, but it was medical. It's okay.
And he's like, you need a doctor, man.
Guess what? I'm a doctor. Send me
we
more.
We need to get a video podcast going sometime too, man. I'd love to.
We got to look into. Well, I want to do it, and I wish we were all in the same area because I would love that. If we were all in the same area, I'd be going to somebody's house every week and be doing this.
Well, because all three of us can have our shirts off, dude, and you can see my man boobs, my hairy chest.
Wouldn't that be a funny gimmick if that was our thing? We just had no shirts on.
What if people are like, yeah, we want to see your guys. We guys want to see your faces, and then we finally do, and they're like, fucking hide your faces again. Damn. Video killed the fucking radio star, man.
The Man Tip podcast, man.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's funny, man.
I rest my Cheetos on my stomach, dude, and get Cheeto dust all over my man boobs.
I would love it, man. I wish we could. I'd really look forward to these every week too. If I could go to like River's house and just set up, it'd be like the thing we did on Friday nights or whatever, late night.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It would be cool. And we could do the video and it would work out. Because video's where it's at. I mean, you might argue, why are we putting these on YouTube, if there's no video accompaniment,
They're fun, dude.
Every little bit helps. I mean, obviously iTunes is the way to go. Stitcher, iTunes is the way to go. They're much better on there. And, I say it all the time, but, every little bit helps. We get feedback on YouTube too, and it's all good, so it doesn't hurt.
As of now, that's where we're getting all of our feedback.
People don't comment on iTunes because it's not easy and accessible to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to podcasts on their PC hardly. They don't do it. It's the app.
That'd be great if they integrated that into the app, like every episode had a comment section.
Half of the phone market is Apple. And they all go off the iTunes app, and there is no way to comment on the iTunes podcast app, the podcast app. That's where you get all your podcasts. So
you have to search for it first. Yeah, you can't just do it right there.
But I'm saying you could probably do it in the iTunes store, but the podcast app you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, so that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
they should have
accessible.
something after you subscribe to it. You can like comment in this subscription, you know,
You
underneath.
should be able
the
to post
video.
subscriptions in the window, like when you're listening to a
Yeah.
podcast and it's up. Just have a little comment box. You could submit a comment.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I mean, we should start asking. Like, we should I mean, there's got to be complaints. We got to leave bad reviews and shit on it. And be like, oh, I had comments. But that's the only reason why. That's I guarantee you. And it's a bummer too. But you know, what can you do? But right now,
Do more people listen on Stitcher or iTunes podcasts?
It's got to be the
you know?
it's got to be the podcast. It's got to be iTunes.
I haven't looked in a while, so
Yeah, probably.
it's got to be
iTunes.
iTunes though. It's got to be iTunes. But anyway, I mean, if anybody feels so inclined to do it, I know it's a hassle. I mean, God knows it'd be a hassle for me. If you guys are ever sitting at your actual PC, if you want to go to the iTunes website, look us up on there and leave feedback there. I mean, we'll do our best to check it, but yeah, it's just a flaw in the fucking app. And there's no excuse for it because they kind of rule the world with podcasts and apps and shit.
Mhm.
yeah.
There's always room to improve. Maybe they will someday. I'm sure they will.
Not enough.
Like you were saying, like you were talking about, like, oh yeah, some podcasts sound so crisp, and you were talking about getting new mics and stuff. A big part of it is just like the fact that we're using TalkShoe, which is great because it's free, but you know, it's got to be below
Compressed
a certain
shit.
Yeah, so you can't really have a. Sometimes it's got to be in mono if it's too big for this. This episode will definitely have to be mono because it's over 2 hours long.
Mm.
Oh, all of it will be one channel?
Mm-hmm.
So there won't be, so like literally, okay.
So yes, sometimes that's quality. It's just because of the on TalkShoe.
So what's the alternative?
I mean, we could always get one that costs more money, like Podbean. You could even get like video podcast too. That's how like we could have the movie and the podcast going.
I'd be interested in seeing what's up, you know, just at least comparing and seeing what the deal is.
Yeah.
God
I wonder
knows
what
I'm
that
paying-
costs a month.
God knows I'm paying for fucking a website I'm not even using yet and hosting and all kinds of shit. I get billed from fucking all sorts of shit all the time. I mean, not just hosting. I get all kinds of fees and shit. Like, I swear every 2 months I'm getting a $30 fee from that shit.
That's why
Yeah.
it's frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I'm paying out my ass for it, and it's not done yet, which is pissing me off.
This man, boo this man. It's gonna be you whenever we're done. You can leave reviews. This motherfucker made me wait this long. Boo this man.
They must be destroyed on sight.
Classic scene.
Was that Geraldo?
Geraldo Rivera.
He was,
Greg Geraldo.
yeah, he was opening. Who was that? The Vault or whatever.
The Vault, yeah, or whatever.
Compone's
that?
Vault.
Yeah.
Nothing was there.
Yeah.
Egg on his face.
What was that again? I vaguely remember that, but I don't remember.
Big
what
special where he was gonna go into Capone's vault and all these things are said to, and it was this big special and live and there's nothing in there.
Did he try to stretch it out like, we're gonna have to move some wall panels. There's probably something hidden in here.
Yeah, it's a big spectacle.
So why does Flyboy look so fucking aged and decrepit compared to those other zombies that have a blue face? He's all wrinkled and shit. and
Because
looks
he
really
had
dead.
to be, he had to be a featured zombie. Some of the extras just, they just
Got
had
spray
to,
paint.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they didn't have enough
that's
time
probably
to.
right.
Yeah,
Dummies.
that's Big Boss too.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think it'd be a pretty fun life if we were locked up in a mall
Mm-hmm.
with one girl we had to pass around.
Yeah, well, this probably only took place over like what, a month or so, a few weeks.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that not be fun? Like, if you knew it was only going to be temporary, like for a month, it would be fun to be up to that challenge. Be like, oh, you're going to be in a mall where there's going to be food. You can scavenge for your own food in the mall. It's not like you're out in the wilderness. There's clothes. You just got to go out and find your. It'd be fun to like find a safe place, to hide up there. Like they have that crawl space and Look at that. They have an ice rink in there too, man. Check that out.
Yeah,
It'd be
you
fun
got
to-
everything in
It'd be
there.
fun to fight zombies on the ice, dude.
Just let them come in and watch them fall around and laugh.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. Look at that fancy dinner. Did they still have a? Are they eating all? How is this food still good? Do they still have electricity in this world? Obviously.
The
Well,
mall
yeah, they
prob-
had generators. I'm
The
sure.
mall, yeah, the mall has a generator, obviously. Okay. Perfect.
This is the way to propose to a woman: is you steal the ring from the jeweler
Mhm.
in the mall, so you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, fuck it. You got 8 rings, one for every finger, and some for your toes too.
Well, I know. What does he pull out one?
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
weird if we had like a little community like this in the mall and it was like
4 or 5 of us, and or like in our wives or whatever. And it was a little community, and it was literally like that. Like, oh, it's date night, and you take your wife to like the restaurant in the mall.
It's like
You know,
it's like
movie night.
Zach's cooking tonight. He's the chef.
and then I have to cook for your anniversary and you cook for mine. You're the waiter
Yeah.
on mine.
It's like, is it any bubbly, sir? And the whole deal. And I don't think there's a movie theater in this one, but wouldn't it be sweet, dude? You get a hold of movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh, it's date night. We're going to a movie, but you'd be stuck with all the same movies that were there when the zombie apocalypse happened.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Aaron's the usher, the projectionist, he's everything, dude.
Yeah, well, you got to.
He
We don't want to
changes
go.
clothes midway.
We don't want to go crazy, so we have to sort of reenact society as we knew it. All actually dress up like the usher.
Oh,
Let's give the experience. And
You got the flashlight. No necking in the theater.
that's right. Fucking like Saved by the Bell. I have a big craving for a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs.
you with like some fat chick up front.
Oh,
I love that. AC Albert Clifford.
was that you?
That's funny. Why are they so fucking embarrassed, dude? If AC Slater was like the hot shit, you would just embrace your name.
Like I'm
Who is
Al.
he still the hot shit, dude.
He's not aging, that's for sure.
No,
God, dude, he's not
he's a
aging.
good-looking dude.
He's not aging. He's actually de-aging, if anything.
Yeah,
Dude,
exact
I-
opposite of Screech.
Well, you know, like cartilage, your ears don't stop growing, your nose don't stop growing. He's gaining weight. He's like that skinny fat, and now it's just kind of turned to real fat.
Apparently, he's got a big dick though.
And not to mention, he doesn't make any money. I mean, I don't know. He probably lives a shittier lifestyle. Did he ever save his house?
I don't know. He's selling those shirts though, and his
Still?
porno tape. I don't know
Still?
if he still is.
That whole big scam he went through. Is that a painting of a vagina? A vagina on the wall? Doesn't it look like a vagina?
I don't know, but I like the setup.
Kinda, yeah.
I need to get a nice carpet in my room, a nice rug.
A shag rug.
Yeah,
Walking on that shag rug, big booty
Give you
bouncing,
that dance, boy.
they're expensive, dude. I was looking at.
bouncing.
ball swinging one way, John swinging the other way. Do the ball Johnson then. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Kind of reintroduced to the zombie world.
I don't think you could live there forever, but I think I could probably live there.
I could probably do a month, no problem. It's not like the worst thing in the
Oh
world.
god, dude, I could do a year there easy.
Well, and it's kind of like a prison where, like, you saw him, he got out, he got on the rooftop playing tennis. You could still get fresh air.
Yeah, you can jump in one of the cars, dude, and drive around.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Oh, you guys watch any good movies lately?
Mm,
Did you guys ever check out that movie I told you about on Netflix, The Babysitter?
no.
Yeah. I watched fucking that new Spider-Man movie.
Oh, on Vudu, what'd you think of it?
I didn't hate it. It was a little long, but I
It's
liked
fun.
what's his name?
Tom Holland, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton stole the show. It's good. It's just a fun movie. It's whimsical, fun.
I remember looking at the time left. I was like, okay, damn, there's like 15 minutes left, and then all of a sudden it ended. I was like, what the fuck? Because the fucking end credits were like 20 minutes long.
Did you watch the after credit scene? You didn't? Okay, with the prison.
Oh, no,
I think it's cool. I think it's great well, spoiler alert. I think it's great they didn't kill Keaton off, right? They didn't kill him off, and the after credit scene is him in prison, and he meets up with the guy who had a brief cameo, but he basically plays Max Gargan, the Scorpion, and there's a little interaction they have, and it's just like a teaser of them like setting up the Sinister Six, because he was kind of like the architect of that. That's great, man. But he's so good. I'm glad they didn't kill him off. Like, he needs to come back.
And I like
comic book movies.
I don't normally, yeah.
But it's fun. To me, they captured what's some people are complaining about Spider-Man. It's like, well, he didn't, because they painted him off like he was green and new and he's a kid. But Spider-Man's supposed to be, great and fast from the get-go. He was like slow. He wasn't running very fast. He didn't have a spider sense. You know what? The movies aren't going to be like the comics. I don't mind that they played it off kind of like he's green around the gills and a kid and kind of getting used to shit. Like, he shouldn't be slamming into walls and shit. Like, he's got.
I'm just wondering why he didn't try to fuck his aunt.
Aunt May, Marissa Tomei, she's hot.
But
Remember her from The Wrestler?
She's great in The Wrestler. Shake your titties and give me a dance.
I remember George tried to leave his fiancee Susan for her.
Marissa Tomei. I know.
Remember,
I'm kind of engaged.
His fantasy. Oh, George, I love your bald head, or whatever she said.
My cousin Vinny. Is that another Marissa Tomei movie?
Mm-hmm.
I think you got a thing for her.
No, he's when he's talking to his fiance. That's funny. That's a show that doesn't get old.
No.
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna get that fucking HBO app with the next. I think I'm gonna finish Stranger Things 2 and then get that, because I did the math, and like if I get it anytime now, I'll still have it by the time the season ends. So yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, Curb.
Yeah.
Gotcha. When's the season gonna end?
The beginning of next month.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna get it to watch that. I want to binge it.
Like the 3rd or 4th of next month. So
You just got done watching Bates Motel. Well, my wife finished it up, and I kind of got bored with it because Norman Bates is just. I mean, I just wanted to punch that kid in the face. He's just so annoying after a while.
I always just love those. I always loved that whole series. So
I need to still need to crack. Man, we still gotta do Psycho 3.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't believe how it ended. She's like, "Hey, did you know such and such?"
I'll watch it. Don't spoil it for me.
She's like, "Do you know such and such happened?" I was like, "Yeah, I've seen the movie." She's like, "Oh, okay."
Have you seen that collection they have out? I don't know who put it out. That's all 4 of the movies. I think it's recently new.
Yeah, I have.
Scream Factory or what?
No, it's not Scream. There's
I think
another
it's
company.
European. It was in Europe.
No, I saw it at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
I saw it at Best Buy a couple days ago. It's this big set, and it's just all 4 movies. I don't know if there's a lot of special features. It's probably bare bones, but it's a nice little package. But yeah, it's not the Scream Factory versions in there. It's whoever put out that version of Psycho that's currently on Blu-ray, just with the yellowish cover,
Universal, yeah.
So it's probably just all them. But the deal's good. I have Psycho 2 and 3 on the Scream Factory versions. So if I didn't have those, I would have gotten that because the deal's great. I mean, I think it was only like $20, right? $25. It's like for all 4 movies.
Does it have the Vince Vaughn version?
No. But I still need to get part 4 on Scream Factory and my Scream Factory.
Did the box set have the original Bates Motel movie with Bud Cort?
No, it didn't.
Really? I'd like to see that.
And Lori Petty. It was the original pilot, and I didn't like it very much. I didn't hate it though, but I don't hate anything.
I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I don't hate anything with Psycho in the title. Except for the remake, I guess.
You even like the System of a Down song, Psycho? Psycho! Go big! Go great!
Actually, no, I don't. Is that
Psycho,
on
go
the
big, go
third
big,
album or something?
No, it's on the second one. It's on Toxicity.
Oh, okay.
Psycho, go big, go can go, make you high, make you high, make you really want to.
Yeah, once Steal This album came out, I was like, this band isn't very good anymore.
That was their B-sides. That's like their
Really,
left.
I like still this album.
I never liked it. I could never get into it. I've only listened to it like once. But it was the B-sides. It's like, here's the shit that didn't make Toxicity.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
a new album they made.
No, it was the shit that didn't make it.
No,
It was all
Hypnotize
the
and
same sessions.
Mesmerize are actually really good.
Yeah, it's funny because, I don't know, some people consider it like a true album. I've never looked at Steal This Album as a true follow-up.
You know,
No, I agree with you, Aaron.
I think they consider it, but
It's just the B-sides. It's the albums that didn't make it.
I
And
didn't
yeah,
know that.
they sound like it. They just sound like they came from that session, but they're not that good. And I really liked Hypnotize, Mesmerize. But yeah, we'll see if that band's fan base is still waiting for them when they decide to come out with a new album.
I'm
bet-
done with them.
I bet they will have a fan base waiting for them, but it's not going to be what it would be if they would have followed up their shit, a couple years later. Like
They're
the shit
They're Linkin Park to me.
They stopped the momentum. That's just what happens.
They're gonna put out a new pop album like Linkin Park did, and then the
Yeah.
vocalist is gonna kill himself.
Oh, horrible, man.
Anything new coming out from Scream Factory?
Wow. Oh, there's always something coming out, Scream Factory. What is it that
I finally pre-ordered Silent Night Deadly Night.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get the poster.
No, I got it from Amazon. It's only $17, I think, when I pre-ordered it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have they announced the special features though that are with it?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
think
worth
so.
double dipping? Because
I love that movie, so yeah.
so do I, but I have the other version, and it's like I know all the B footage and the shit they plug back in is still going to be shitty quality. So I'm just wondering if the special features are going to be worth the double dip. If I can, and even then, I'd have to get it for low end price like $17-$18. But I'm wondering, would it be worth it?
I don't know. I'll let you know when I get it.
Oh, but I want. I have to. I've never been a big fan of it, but I have to get Cyborg.
Yeah.
'cause I'm a Van Damme fan. I'll give.
I
the
need
movie
to pull up
another
the VHS and check it out, man. I got it on VHS. I've
just
never
want that-
seen
I
it.
I just want that poster, man. That looks sweet.
I'll pre-order.
Is that with
one.
him on the cover with his isn't he
It's a-
fist pumping or something?
It's a new cover. It's like the new Scream Factory cover, like they always do.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. Anything with Van Damme on it's cool. I'd love to have a one sheet of like Bloodsport, man.
I'd love to have a First Blood one sheet.
Oh, I know that.
That fucking poster's awesome, man. I love it. I just have a little replica. Like I bought it at a con, but I have it framed. I love that picture. I still to this day, man, regret not getting in on that Trick or Treat, man.
I have it hanging on my wall,
I
looking
fucking
nice and
regret
pristine.
it. I regret it so bad.
It was a rolled, dude. Rolled one sheet.
I regret it so bad. And they had an extra one.
Yep. Because I bought
And
one.
you
I
didn't
think
get it? What the fuck?
And it was cheap. And
What did I
was-
get? Was it 20 or 40? Something like that.
It was not expensive, and I was a little tight on cash. And the thing is, I would have gotten it. I would have waited till Sunday, and I would have gotten it had I not found out. I overheard that my mom was going to get it for me.
And she did.
as a gift. No, so I was like, oh, okay, my mom's going to get it for me. I won't spoil the surprise, and of course I'll let her get it, so I don't have to spend the money, and I'll let her do something nice. But then she fucking forgot. And then so we didn't get it, and she's like, yeah, I felt bad because I was going to get it, and I just forgot. I'm like, damn it. And so it just slipped through my fucking
Did you
fingers,
smack her around? Did you beat that
No.
woman?
No, but
I regret not buying more posters from that dude because he had some good shit for cheap, man.
yeah, and that shit's not going to get any cheaper, man. The con scene just keeps growing and growing and growing. I mean, it's just big.
You might be able to find one on eBay. Let me look what they go for.
Yeah, see if you can find a rolled one though. But man, I want one. I have to have one as good as yours. I have to. I feel like I have to make myself feel better and fill that void because I still always think about it. So I almost want to buy it, even if it just sits in my closet for a while. I have to own it so I can feel better about it, right?
Yep. I have a fucking Critters 3 poster in my closet.
The one sheet? Yeah. It's funny, man. Is it folded or rolled?
It's folded.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I think it's rolled. I have so many in there.
Oh, what do you got? What all do you got, man? Maybe
I couldn't even tell you. They've been in there for years.
Dude, you should let me buy a couple if you have anything good. If you're not going to use any of them.
Going for 100.
Are they rolled?
Yes.
You know what? I'd almost pay 100 for it. That's expensive, but dude, like I regret not getting it, you know? And I feel like if I bought it, I'd feel better.
Yeah, because I think I paid either, maybe it was 30 or 40. I don't know. Maybe it was 20.
It was cheap.
It's 20. I don't remember, but I had to get it, so I got it.
Definitely get the better fucking deal. That's for sure. I'm never going to get the deal you got.
This
I'd love
dude's-
to have an original TCM2 Breakfast Club poster.
What?
The TCM2 where they're in the Breakfast Club pose.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've never seen that.
Really?
You haven't?
I don't
It's
think so.
It's the main poster.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Maybe I didn't realize that's what it was.
This one, dude's selling it for 175 or 177. There's a bunch of pinholes on it.
Look at fucking Tom Savini coming in and ruin their good time.
I know.
I guess he's just trying to have a good time too.
This was Walking Dead before The Walking Dead. You know, because this is what would really happen. You get raided and fucking these savage people, you know, these gangs. This really is. I mean, it's almost like Robert Kirkman watched this whole scene, this whole movie, and he took it.
I love that. He just slices the head right off. Clean cut.
We just saw fucking Stanley Kubrick. He's part of the gang, I guess, for no reason. I'm surprised we haven't done like fucking The Shining or Clockwork Orange. Those are two of my favorites.
The Shining, that would be an undertaking.
Yeah.
That would be because it's long and it's so drawn out.
I could talk about that movie all day.
Yeah, I know, me too. I think for one like that, we'd have to really plan that one out and have our facts and stuff and our talking points. I know we don't do that too much, but for a movie like The Shining, I would want to have like our shit planned out.
Is The Shining much longer than this one?
This movie's like an hour and 45 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours long.
No, this is over 2 hours, this movie.
Oh, this version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is. Well, The Shining's longer, isn't it?
I want to say it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes, maybe.
Hey, you know what? This is gonna make me sound so stupid. But I'm looking at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 poster. I never realized this was supposed to be a spoof of the Breakfast Club.
Really?
No, I know this cover. I've seen it. I never noticed it. I never fucking noticed it.
That's funny.
You learn something new every day.
I guess I do. I know that makes me look stupid. I just never knew it.
You mother.
You mother.
I see you.
Yeah, though, I'd love to do The Shining. I'd probably have to do a little prep for that one, just because, like I said, I've seen that movie a bajillion times, but I would really want to have like shit laid out in front of me.
Yeah, and
Talking
Clockwork
points.
Orange too. I was going through like old files on my computer, and I found the first fucking logo for Revival House I came up with was it was made to look like the Clockwork Orange, and I was like, why didn't we fucking use that? Oh yeah.
I think that's just a little bit too iconic. I don't want to steal. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think the font now that we're going with isn't that straight up Pulp Fiction font? Kinda.
I know Planet Terror used the same one.
But yeah, I think Clockwork Orange. It's so iconic. It kind of takes you out of it. Hey, it's Clockwork Orange. It's like taking the Megadeth font, Todd, or something, and doing Revival House. Or like the Metallica font. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
The Pantera font.
Yeah, it's funny, yeah. Yeah, it's going full circle, man, because that reminds me of fucking 8th, ninth grade. It's like this movie, Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, Tool, Enema, everything from that whole era. Me going through Todd's ex-girlfriend's underwear drawers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh
Why
my
did
god!
you do that?
If I've ever told that story, let Todd tell that story.
So we were hanging out at my girlfriend at the time. I think I was a freshman in high school, and we were all really big into Tool, and Laterals just came out, and like that was like the really big hot thing for the rock fans / metal heads, and we always talked about it. And our friend Travis was like the biggest Tool fan I know, so we all got into it, and then she kind of got into it a little bit too, and she ended up buying the album, and she ended up hiding it from Aaron because she knew Aaron would be pissed that she bought the album.
Because when we were that age, it was like, hey, you're a poser. That's our band. You're a poser. You know, like she doesn't really like that.
We all went over to her house, and I told her, I was like, just hide the CD so you don't have to hear Aaron bitch about it.
She invited us over for Papa Murphy's Pizza. They were having it for dinner.
Yeah, so she hid it in her underwear drawer, and I don't know if somebody said something, and Aaron ended up looking in her underwear drawer and like digging through it and grabbing it out.
That's you're being a little too colorful there. The drawer was not even closed all the way. It was cracked, and you could even see it. And all I did was open it and say it's right there. It was right on top. She didn't bury it. I just opened it a little bit more and said it's right there. And she walked in right at the fucking moment where my hands on the drawer looking in her underwear drawer.
Yeah. And then she was so pissed off that she went up and told her mom and dad. And they came down and they banned me from the house. They kicked us all out of the house.
Oh,
You're
no.
going through my daughter's underwear drawer, blah, blah, blah. She was
Did
so
you try
pissed.
to explain?
No, there was no room to talk.
You'd be like,
It's like, no, this is just
album.
an episode of Three's Company. Don't worry, I'm just looking for the album.
It's like you don't understand. I was just looking at I was looking for the Turbo Man doll. I was looking for the Tool album.
Not
I was
the
banned from
public.
the house for 2 weeks, dude.
2 weeks.
2 weeks to a month. I don't remember, but
I
yeah,
don't know
she
why.
all my ex-girlfriends hated you, dude.
I don't know why I didn't like your ex-girlfriend. I don't know why. I can't even remember why.
She was a poser.
Yeah, bro. There was something about her that rubbed me the wrong way, and I really, it's been so long, I don't even remember what it was. Stupid kids, but I don't know. I don't know what it was.
You're not good enough for my friend.
But it's funny, Riverman, Mr. Mac Daddy over here. Who did you date after her? Remember
Oh
her fucking sister that was younger?
no, that was
That was different. That was different. You. Okay, your
girlfriend after that, he dated this one chick and dated her for a good bit, and then they were together a while, and then I remember after they broke up, he dated her freshman sister.
Yeah, because her sister liked me, so I dated her for like a few months, and then that never worked out.
But it's like you're talking. You guys were like juniors/seniors, and he your ex's little sister, who's like a freshman. It was like, what?
Did Aaron end up fucking that up for you too? Go through her underwear drawer?
No,
That was just a very interesting predicament situation.
it's back when I was on like Adderall, so I was like a whole like 120 pounds. Like I was really skinny.
Is that why? Were you on Adderall? Is that what you're on?
Yes. And I lost like a shit ton of weight because I was on Adderall.
And that's why you lost the weight?
Yeah, because I never ate because, dude, Adderall doesn't make you hungry, dude.
Mm.
Well, at least to me. And it's pretty much just meth, dude. So you're like always hyper and shit.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting. I didn't realize it was Adderall that you're on.
yeah.
But,
because I had the complete opposite, like ADD. Like I was too mellow until I took Adderall where I was like, actually like hyper and shit.
And you were able to get legit prescriptions? Like, how'd you get a prescription for that? The doctor said, yep.
I had to go to a shrink.
And they were like, yep, he's too mellow.
Well, because my mom was always like, she was like really big into like, she was a teacher, so she knew like kids that with ADHD and ADD and shit. So she took me there and got me a prescription, or they gave me a prescription after I talked to the doctor for a few times. And then I dropped like a shit ton of weight. My stepdad was like really worried about me and shit. And my mom, but I kind of weaned myself off of that when I was late in high school, but now I'm fat, so.
Mellow. Ah!
Cheech and Chong up in smoke. No, but that's a funny story. Yeah.
That's interesting, man. I like talking about all old stuff though, but yeah, I didn't realize all your girlfriends hate me. Oh well. So I'm sorry. Fuck, bleep that name out.
Yeah, Zach.
I didn't mean to do this. It's funny you forget you're recording a podcast sometime.
Yeah, please, Zach.
He will. He's good at that. I'm sorry.
Mr. Black. Mr. Black.
It's like The Simpsons.
No, my wife likes you though, so you're good.
Oh yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, the other girlfriend that came after, she just wasn't very talkative. I had no problem with her. She just never talked.
She was very shy.
Is that the hippie? Or which
No.
one?
Oh no.
Wait, what year was this?
Oh, you talking about? I'll just say first letter M. I know that was after high school.
Yes. No, that was junior/senior year.
I only met her like once because I came back to town to visit. I liked her. She didn't like me.
No, she liked you.
Because we were talking about like the Eagles and shit. She was cool.
I'm talking about just a hippie chick. She was cool. She was
okay. Her name started with the letter J. High school.
Oh, that one.
The sister, the older sister.
Yeah, that's the one with the sister. Yeah.
Okay, she was just because the only girlfriends that I remember was the first one, the underwear drawer, which she hated me, and I don't know why I didn't like her. And then there was letter J, the older sister, and the younger sister. That's really the only three I'm aware of in high school.
That's it.
Yeah, because then you moved to.
Yeah, I moved to Missouri,
Yeah.
but
The first one, there's obvious reasons there. The second one, she just never talked. It's like whenever she was talking to you, she was very quiet.
She was kind of.
Yeah, she was very, very quiet, very reserved. So I never talked to her. It's like she would never talk. So I don't know why she would hate me, but
I just didn't.
No, I don't think she hated you.
Yeah, she's very quiet.
but I remember you said her dad was into Sepultura, and she gave you that burn of Blood Rooted, and you gave it to me.
Yeah. Her dad was really cool because he's really big into like all he did was sit in his basement and watch horror movies.
Yeah. So my question is, you got along great with him. So was he happy to see you come around with his other daughter?
I didn't go around with her, dude.
You kind of kept it on the down low.
We were just kind of like high school dating, like
Gotcha.
never really hung out outside of high school.
Oh, okay. Fixing to say, wouldn't it be funny? Like, hey, Frank, or whatever his name is.
Oh, Todd, you're back.
I'm not that.
Yeah, I'm fucking your other daughter now. Oh, great.
No, that never happened. So
I know. It was funny though, man.
yeah.
Yeah, so really the only one was the first one, but same thing with Trav's girlfriend, Travis, our other friend.
Oh, yeah.
She was just weird as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, she might have not liked me. I don't think she liked any of us, but
No.
I don't think she liked anybody that wasn't Travis.
Yeah.
She was really awkward. I remember one time you and me went to her house, or maybe it was me and Travis. I think it was me and Travis. I can't remember which one it was. We went to her house to get her, or maybe it was me and you went to her house because we thought Travis was there.
Mm-hmm.
There was some reason we had to go see her, and her mom answered the door, and it was really awkward. So like, yeah, is Jessica home? You did all the talking, I'm sure, because I was kind of shy and quiet, and she kind of said no or whatever, and it was kind of awkward and left. And I remember Travis kind of got back to us. It was Travis and Jessica, and she's like, yeah, she just said you and some kid with a really big smile were at the door. And like it was me and my really awkward jack-o'-lantern, big fucking awkward-ass smile.
Yes.
That was fun.
That's funny because his girlfriend's parents took us out to. They were really rich, so they took us out to what's that nice Italian restaurant?
Luca de Beppo?
No, well, it's not that nice. It's
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
That's really nice. Okay,
And I was wearing my zombie shirt, Lucio Fulci's zombie, with like the worms coming out of the zombie's eyes.
Mhm.
And they were looking at me like I'm like from a different planet, dude.
The Olive Garden isn't exactly a Thai affair.
Hell, for me it is, dude.
You can wear
That really nice Italian restaurant. What's that called? The Olive Garden.
I know that's so funny. But they were like, Todd, look at you, lower class citizen.
I think they made me turn my shirt inside out so I didn't have to look at it.
Dude, I would
while
have
they're
told them.
eating.
I would have told them to keep their fucking meatballs. You're not changing me. Like, turn my shirt inside out.
What is this, school?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I remember I wore a Joe Camel, a Joe Camel t-shirt my mom bought with camel bucks. And I wore it to school. I wasn't thinking anything of it. And I had to turn that shit inside out. Because they had a camel smoking a cigarette. He was cool.
Yeah, some people are kind of weird. But that reminds me, Aaron, I got a story to tell you about Travis's girlfriend when we're off the podcast.
All right.
See, now everybody listening is like, I want to hear.
Well, we're just talking about personal. It's funny.
No, nobody would understand it because it's just inside
That's funny.
dark.
Though.
So it's
All of it's been inside stuff.
it's not like funny stuff. It's just kind of.
And once again, we've derailed from the movie. Ken Fourier, he changed his mind. He was near suicidal. I know, it's like I'm watching A-Team, dude. Superman.
18.
Throws around the bed.
It is like we're watching the fucking A-Team. Da-na-na-da. How do you feel about this ending versus the alternate?
I'd love to see the alternate. They said it was never shot, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, look at him, dude. Look at these fucking Action Jackson moves. These fucking Karate Kid jump crane kicks he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna leave him. What dicks?
My stomach's all messed up, dude. We had a food day at work, and I work with a bunch of people from India, and they brought curry chicken, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so really spicy, dude. It's starting to get to me.
Oh, you're gonna be shitting your brains out, man.
I know.
And it's gonna be some curry. It's gonna smell like curry. It's gonna be yellow, dude.
The whole office smelled like curry today. It was funny.
Oh,
From
It was
all the
good,
parts,
though.
dude, or the curry
The
itself?
curry, dude. It was good, though.
I like a little bit of curry. Heavy curry foods.
I like Tim Curry.
Yeah, I like a little Tim Curry in my mouth, but a little bit of curry is good. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
did you see that picture? I sent you a picture of, it was like Tim Curry doing a Q&A, and like he's sitting in that chair and he's got a mic, but the angle the picture's taken makes the headrest of his chair look like a baseball cap sideways, and he's holding a mic, so every time I saw it, I thought he was getting ready to drop the dankest mixtape of the year.
That's a good transition from curry to Tim Curry.
We go from curry to talking about Tim.
What a transition.
Oh, love this podcast.
Dude, I love these credits, man. How great are these credits?
Mike Christopher, that's a Hare Krishna zombie. Trying to remember his name.
I love the.
He didn't look
And-
that hairy. He had a shaved head.
But isn't this great though? The ending, but not an ending. Like the ending to their arc right here, but not an ending to the overall concept of the story. I love it.
Yeah.
They're just here haunting this fucking mall. Music's great. Man, I really wish it'd be a trip if this mall wasn't remodeled and it was still in the same condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd love that,
Time
man.
capsule.
I mean, I wonder. Malls are kind of dying though, man. They don't get nearly the traffic they used to.
I haven't been to a mall in years.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you right there. I never go to them either.
But the couple of times I've been to my nearest mall in the last couple of years, it's just not what they used to be. It's not the place people go to hang out anymore. I don't know where the kids are hanging out these days. You know, in high school?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Facebook chat.
Well, I mean, they have to go out somewhere, but like, I don't know. I don't know where they fucking go. What happened to the glory days of going to the mall with ambitions of picking up chicks and you're too shy and you never actually pick up any chicks?
Sounds like my childhood.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man. So Dawn of the Dead, there it is. Sorry we kind of went off the beaten path there towards the end. It tends to happen. You know, what are you going to do? But love the movie. Enjoyed the shit out of it. Enjoyed talking about some of those weird, obscure old stories that were kind of coming from our old high school days. I think the only reason we kind of started talking about that stuff is because of this movie itself. Because I associate it with Riverman in those days. So it was easy for us to kind of talk about stories like that. And the Sky Baculas and all that shit. We got to do Lord of Illusions, by the way, at some point. Maybe that's definitely one for Riverman as well. But anyway, yeah, Zach, what do you got to say? So you watched this movie? This is your second time watching it?
Third or fourth.
Third or fourth? Does it get any better with repeat viewings?
Yeah, I've learned to appreciate it. Like George Romero's whole style. He was kind of just as big of an editor as he was a director. A lot of his movies kind of came together in the editing room. And that style of filmmaking I always found interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I always appreciate coming together. Hey, River, what's your opinions on the movie you've seen a bajillion times?
I can watch it a bajillion more. Still one of the best, my favorite movie of all time. So
that's great. And do you still not have a one sheet of this movie?
I still don't. No, I have a German one sheet. I need to get a one sheet. I just been looking for the right price.
What do they fetch for?
Imagine getting that original one sheet with the green.
The green,
text.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a little more obscure and more money. So
yeah,
interesting. How much do they go for normally?
Oh, over $100.
Yeah, over 100.
That doesn't sound like that much. In the I'm willing to.
That's just a low guess figure off the top of my head.
That's not for the green lettering one though.
Man, I'm sitting here willing to drop 100 on a Trick or Treat poster, and you're saying that's all it's going to cost for a Dawn of the Dead?
I got one kid to feed.
That's funny. But anyway, guys, let us know what you think about the old Dawn of the Dead in our commentary. Hopefully we were entertaining, even when we weren't talking about the movie at points. And let us know if you want to see us do any more Romero stuff. God knows Zach wants to do Monkey Shines. Lord knows even more that I fucking hate it. And Martin, not a big fan. Romero, he's like a Toby Hooper to me. He had a couple of really good movies and a lot of filler around it. And but when he was on fire, he was really fucking on fire. So I love it. Let us know. Maybe Day of the Dead, even Land of the Dead. I wouldn't even mind ripping apart Land of the Dead sometime. Why not?
Absolutely.
And it's not a horrible movie.
That's a movie I don't even think I've seen the whole movie of.
It's not a horrible movie. It's just kind of a forgettable movie. You can totally watch it. I mean, I could put it on right now and I could fall asleep, lay in bed and watch it. And it would be totally fine. It's a lay in bed, pass by the channel and see it and watch it movie. But I wouldn't mind talking about that. It's got enough ammo in there with people like the Pest in there, and you got fucking King Koopa. It's got all the fucking star power in it, right? So, but let us know what you think. Leave us comments on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are, that's great. Subscribe, share us with your friends, like us. Click that fucking stupid bell if you want notifications. But I prefer everybody check us out on iTunes and Stitcher as well, because that's what we're built for. We're a podcast. You're going to be able to find us unfiltered, unedited, unless we drop names like I accidentally did. Those will probably still be bleeped out. And, Zach gets to work his magic and put little audio candy on there that we can't get away with on YouTube because Google are Nazis with copyright. So subscribe to us on those places as well. iTunes and, like I said, Stitcher for Android and iTunes if that's your poison. And leave us feedback on there. I know it's a fucking hassle because you have to probably go through your PC, but if you feel so inclined to do so, we would greatly appreciate it. Those 5-star ratings are going to be killer. And I think it's really all we got. Find us on all social media. If you can think of it, we're on it. And revivalhouse.net. I think that's all we got. Any last words?
No.
Nope.
Bye-bye, puppets.